Alita, if there's two things I love in this world, what do you think they are?
Not Superman and the Fantastic Four, I'm guessing. But what? I don't know.
It's the year 2025 and superhero movies. And
Oh,
today we're here to talk about two of each. Can you believe I watched a movie that came out this year, Alita? Two of them.
that's very true. Incredible
Are you impressed?
accomplishment. Yeah, well done.
I know you watched Weapons, so you've at least seen one other movie that came out this year, so that's embarrassing.
Yep.
You just never commit to the bit, frankly. Anyway, Elitari, I don't love superhero movies. That was just a bit of a joke, you see. You're supposed to
Hmm.
be laughing. Anyway, we're here to talk about Superman 2025, Elitari. There's many other Superman movies, but that's the one we're talking about here today. And
Hmm.
Fantastic Four, The First Steps or something, which also came out this year. I think Fantastic Four came out earlier in the year. I don't exactly remember. Um,
I
but
think
we didn't
Superman
see
came out
either of these.
first. Hmm.
Huh? Which one?
I'm pretty sure Superman came out first.
Hold on, I got the shitty fucking letterbox up. Releases. Oh, in the Philippines, it was the 19th of June, but that
Hmm.
doesn't mean anything. Oh, that was a premiere. July 9th versus. Hold on, Alita.
Hmm.
July 23rd. These movies were in rivalry with each other. It's so
That's right.
thematically poignant that we are here to discuss them both here today and decide which one is better. That's the conceit of this discussion, right, Alita?
That's correct. Well, kind of.
No, it was just to talk about them. I just made that up on the spot.
That is
Anyway, we'll
right.
put something inflammatory in the title.
Yep.
Now, Alita this came together very quickly. Alita watched Fantastic Four like a week ago, so if he's a little hazy, we'll all have to apologize. I finished it less than an hour ago, so I'm up on all things Fantastic Four. Should we go over where we're at with superhero movies? Should we go about our histories with these
Oh
franchises,
boy.
Alita? I'll go first.
Go ahead. Keep it brief.
Superman. I've seen Man of Steel. I've seen Batman vs Superman. I haven't seen any of the other ones like those 70 movies or the X-Men one that the X-Men guys all left to make that nobody likes. That actually seems cool. I've seen some scenes of that on Twitter relatively recently, probably because of the discourse of this movie. There's also a James Gunn movie, Elite. I've seen Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2. And Guardians of the Galaxy 1 is like the most overrated movie of all time. It's boring and nobody cares about that movie. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, now that's a movie. It looked really pretty, Elite. I remember that. I didn't see the third one. I don't care about raccoons.
Hmm.
Now, I think that's all my Superman and James Gunn backstory. I haven't seen any DC movie after Batman vs Superman. That's not because I hated it like everybody else. I just thought it was okay, but I just didn't watch the Justice League any versions. I didn't watch that Batman
Hmm.
movie that came out. I haven't seen the Penguin, Elite. Everybody
Yep.
calm down. Now, on the Marvel side of things, this is a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, but it's not connected to Leader. It's in like a different universe. And I only watched Spider-Man and I stopped at Avengers Endgame, and I hadn't even seen all of them up to that point. So I haven't seen Doctor Strange, any of them,
Hmm.
especially not the new one. I haven't seen that new Ant-Man movie. I haven't seen Thunderbolts. I haven't seen any of those other ones, Leader. I like
Right.
Spider-Man. And the Fantastic Four, I love Leader, as we're gonna
Hmm.
find out quickly. So,
I'm sure.
you got anything you want to say? You love Marvel and you love DC Comics.
Yeah, I can say I've seen pretty much everything with Marvel except for I think at this point Thunderbolts and the Captain America movie that was recent. I haven't seen those two. Um, I get just to give some context. I was very excited for Fantastic Four. It's been a while since I've actually gone to the theaters to watch a Marvel movie, so I was like, oh, I'll go watch this in the theaters when it comes out. It's so exciting, it's like a new. I knew that it was like a new, um, kind of interesting attempt at trying to direct stuff differently, I guess, and it's like a different universe. Like I knew all that stuff basically. And I was like, okay, let me go watch it. But then I heard that people were saying, oh, it's like okay, it's like fine, and I was like, oh, I lost all excitement. I'm like, oh, if no one's saying anything too positive about this, like, what's the point of go watching the theater? So that's my context with Fantastic Four. I have seen
There
the
was optimism for that
yes,
movie. I remember that
that is true.
because Marvel
Now,
was in the trenches, Leader, apparently.
in fact, it was yes, that's what people were saying. Now I've seen the old Fantastic Four first movie, like from
Oh yeah, I've
2003
seen
or
that one.
whatever. Like I've seen the first one, not the really old one, like the one with the I don't know what you
The
call it.
2003 one or
Yeah, that
something.
one. I've seen the first one. I haven't seen the Silver Surfer one from that, like the second one or whatever.
No, I've seen some
Um,
scenes from that one.
yeah,
We were shown it in gym class. Why did I call it gym class instead of
I don't
PE? My
know.
American Elitery. It was
Maybe.
actually HPE in like grade 8. I have no idea the context for why we would have been watching a Fantastic Four, the second movie
Yes.
scene in that movie, but I got no idea. Maybe it had something to do with kinetic energy or something we were learning about. I have no idea.
Perhaps.
But, neither of us has seen that really shitty one, right?
I have seen Fan Four Stick or whatever, the one from
Oh my
2015 or whatever.
goodness, I have not.
Yeah, and it was my remembrance of what it was. It's been a while. Was that it was very boring and it was like weird. It felt like it was cut weirdly, and I was like, this is strange. Um, so that's my experience with that. Now, in terms of Superman, I've watched Man of Steel, and I think that's probably it. Like, I don't think I really have watched much else.
Not the great Batman vs
Oh wait,
Superman.
no, I have seen Batman vs Superman. That is true, and that was really bad. I didn't like
Yeah.
that.
What?
Yeah, Man of Steel. I remember thinking it was like fine. It was like kind of interesting.
I remember nothing. I remember like
Yeah.
they arrest him and they were actually had American flags on, and I thought that was stupid because obviously this is in America. But that's all I remember.
Right. Yeah. So that's
And
all
the memes. He
my.
broke a lot of buildings. That was bad. That was bad, right?
Yeah, indeed. But that's all my context. I have also not seen basically anything of the DC universe. I think the last one I saw, because it was so bad, was I think Suicide Squad. I was like, I can't watch it. Well, I mean the old one, like the 2016 one or whatever.
Not the James Gunn cool one.
Yeah. Anyway, I've seen, in terms of James Gunn, just to talk about everything, I've seen Belko Experiment or whatever. I think he did that one. I've seen the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 movies. I like the first one was pretty good. Second one was really bad. Third one was really good as well.
I thought we agreed on the Guardians of the Galaxy.
No, the second one's terrible. One of my worst MCU movies. But the third one's like,
wait, what's
really,
wrong
really
with
good.
it?
It's like really trying to be funny, but like the comedy's terrible.
Oh my god, all those movies are trying to be funny.
Yeah, the other two are at least funny. But anyway,
yeah,
that's it. That's everything. Let's just talk about the movies now. Oh my god.
The movies? That
Yeah,
sounds
movies.
boring.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't even agree on how we're going to do this. Are we going to talk about one first and the other one? We're going to talk about them in tandem. I guess we should go around and reveal our great ratings or something. I've rated them on Letterboxd as of like 15 minutes before this recording. Alito, he was late. Blame him.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to do our whole what do you think, what do I think thingy? We're going to do it. I'm going to start it off. Alito thought that Superman was pretty good, 4 stars. And he thought that Fantastic Four was kind of as boring as they said, 3 stars. Go ahead, Aliri. What do you think? Or what do you think I think? You choose which direction we go.
All right. I think, like, in terms of what I actually thought about these movies,
I'm excited.
Superman. Well, let me say it in the order I watched them. I watched Fantastic Four first. And I would say that is a very good superhero movie. I gave it a 4 out of 5. There's a lot I like about it.
Wow.
And then I watched Superman, like yesterday, and it's it's like a mess of a movie at points, and it's like really weird in some aspects, and I'd probably give it a 3 out of 5. No, I give it like a 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to Superman, I think. But yeah, so definitely Fantastic Four was certainly better, but they're very different kind of movies. But that's my overall thoughts. Now, when it comes to Kyle, I'm gonna assume that I feel like he almost certainly is gonna be the opposite of me, where he's gonna think Superman was better and he'll give it that like a 4 out of 5, and he'll probably give Fantastic Four like a 3 out of 5, I'm guessing.
Is that what you think nowadays?
Yeah.
I have rated them on Letterboxd. I'll do them in the order I watched them, which was Superman first. It's got both of these scores are very tentative. And I have, I will say I have no strong opinions about either of these movies. I gave Superman 2025 a 3.5 star and Fantastic Four a 3 star. I thought this Fantastic Four movie was a little boring, I'll tell you what. But this Superman movie was a little boring too. But, they were fine. Nothing too offensive, nothing too bad. But I wasn't astounded. But I'm happy that Alito has a great hot take here that he loves the Fantastic Four movie. Now, just quickly on Letterboxd, Alito, Fantastic Four clocking in at 3.4. The people, they hate this movie. And Superman, 3.9. They love this movie. Can you believe Challengers and Honora both also have a 3.9 when they're obviously both 5 stars? I'll never get over it, Alito.
Yep. It is what it is.
So, where do you want to begin?
Let's just start with the Superman because it came out first, I guess. Why not? Let's just talk about it.
Okay. Superman, this movie, both these movies are like a blur to me, which is not good.
Sure.
It's interesting how they are similar in some regards. They're very space oriented, which I've missed most of the space superhero movies. I've seen those Guardians movies, but they always felt like apart. And then those last Avengers movies, we were going around in space a little bit. But these are some wacky movies, and they are very much trying to be wacky movies because I think the superhero zeitgeist right now is moving into wacky movies to try and do something different or something. Superman, they're also going for the very like earnest guy here, where he's like his suit kind of looks dorky. He's like a very optimistic guy. Obviously, those Man of Steel movies were very dark, and everybody made fun of him for that or whatever. And Superman is saving everybody. He even saved a squirrel at some point. Wasn't that cute?
I like that. That was cool.
I think it works relatively. I think that nothing really too interesting happens in either of these movies, and I don't think any of the characters are particularly interesting, and that's probably my biggest hang up.
Mm.
They both go for like cute factors, like one has a dog and one has a baby. I'm sure Leroy will have
With
a
the
lot to say
baby?
about how much he loves this. Yes, we
I
love
thought
this cute baby
I
in
thought you would
Fantastic
say
Four,
like they have a
Leroy.
cute like robot or something, like that little robot that serves them.
There is a cute robot, I suppose that's true also, but he's hanging out with a cute baby, Leroy. It's a little
Mm.
baby. You got to protect the little baby, of
Right.
course. Now this mutt is running amok, Leroy. Um,
Hmm.
I think those are probably my two takeaways. Like what I keep going back to is like Lois Lane was kind of boring. And Superman was kind of boring.
Hmm.
His parents were kind of funny that they were like complete caricatures of Southern people, and they had funny voices. I thought that was funny.
Mm.
Lex Luthor was pretty boring. His selfie-taken girlfriend was kind of funny. Um,
Uh-huh.
those are the characters I remember, Leary.
Yeah,
Supergirl
sure.
showed up at the end. I was waiting for her scene the whole time because I had seen it on Twitter because we
Mm.
love Rhaenyra Targaryen here, Leary, young version.
Yep.
Billy Alcock from where you come from, Leary, Sydney, Australia. That's our favorite girl.
Hmm.
But it turned out it was at the end, and I realized at some point it was at the end, and I was sad about it because I thought basically she was like drunk at college, and that's why she didn't come to help, and that was going to be funny. But that was kind of what was happening. But she was off world or something.
Hmm.
I guess another similarity is they both throw us into the action a leader. No backstories or anything to be found here. We've got wacky things going on that we're just supposed to accept and wacky monsters and stuff, which I think it pulls off relatively well.
Yeah,
So
I
I don't know, that's kind
appreciate
of my
that.
Superman overview. Yeah, there was, I don't know, that Mr. Terrific guy, he was funny sometimes.
Hmm. I liked Mr. Terrific. I liked his first scene where he's like floating in this chair, and I'm like, is this like a disabled man or something? What's happening here? It was kind of
He's a
cool.
hacker or something. I don't know what was going on, but he had
Yeah,
balls.
that's
And the
right.
dog grabbed him a leader. That was crazy.
That was interesting. Okay, to say just about Superman, it is interesting because there was a meta going around, at least when the first trailer came out, and I'm sure probably afterwards, but I didn't follow it that much, that, oh my god, guys, they're doing two things in this movie. Number one, they're bringing color back to superhero movies, okay? Superman's going to be bright and vibrant, and it's going to be really exciting visually, and oh my goodness, and there's going to be aliens, and they're going to look creepy, not creepy, they're going to, no, definitely not going to look creepy, they're going to look like really goofy and cool. And the second thing we're doing is we're going to make it so there's no moral ambiguity. You know, Superman, he's going to be a good guy. We're not doing that Man of
It's a good
Steel,
fella.
like, he's like destroying buildings, or is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? We're doing a thing where he's a good guy. And that was like the meta going into this. And I think to me, the biggest like issue with this movie for me is that I feel like I've seen this movie like a million times before, you know, incredibly generic, you know, as Kyle would say. Not even that, it's like incredibly predictable, where I'm like, they're doing the safe, boring thing of like, basically, he's a good guy, you know, Superman, he's doing the good
How
thing.
early did you figure out it was a clone, Alita? Because I realized as soon as they walked up to that thing and it opened up.
You know what? It never even crossed my mind that was a mystery that was
didn't even care
interesting
enough.
whatsoever. I was like, yep, oh wow, I don't really care who's under this thing at all. I can't believe we're doing a clone thing. And when it happened, I was like, okay, am I meant to care about this?
That feels like a third movie thing or something. I don't know. It was interesting.
That is my second note actually, in that it feels like there's a lot of stuff happening in this movie. Firstly, it's a long movie, and secondly, it's like there's like a lot of random characters that have their scenes, and like there's the whole like Justice, whatever they call them, Justice Gang or whatever, like that has like a whole weird story element. Lois Lane has like
leadery.
Yeah, exactly, yes. Lois Lane has a whole storyline. There's the Lex Luthor has a storyline. Superman has a storyline. There's the whole storyline in the background with the war going on. Like there's so much happening in this movie.
True.
Where I'm like, this is a lot packed into this, which isn't bad at all. It entertained me, I guess, but there's definitely just a lot happening.
You forgot the best storyline with the other reporter guy and his girlfriend, Alita.
True. That was a good storyline. I like that one.
The best part of this movie is at the beginning where it's like a weird, wacky thing where some girl, like an accident is happening outside and she's taking a selfie and you're like, okay, movie, I've seen this commentary a million times. And then she does it again and I was like, oh, now it's kind of clever. And then she was an actual character and she ran up and hugged Lex Luthor because she was like an evil bad guy and that's why she was taking the selfie. This was the greatest 3-part subversion of my entire life, Illyria. I was in love. And then it turns out there's another twist that she doesn't like Lex Luthor. She likes this weird guy over here, this little guy. And I thought that was also funny. And she unraveled his plans at the end. So that was the highlight of the movie, Alita.
I'm glad to hear that. I guess if we're going to talk about highlights, let me think for me. What was the highlight of this movie? I think there's a lot of things that are not highlights. There's two scenes I liked a lot. There's one scene I like a lot, and then there's a second scene which is like, oh, it's probably like the best. Like, oh my god, like I'm glad they're doing this kind of thing. There's two things. One is there's a scene early on, relatively, where it's Lois interviewing Superman and they get into an argument. That scene is really good, just because of it's got multiple. It's two things. One, it's like a naive person who's speaking to someone who's skeptical. However, the skeptical person doesn't have an opposite ideology to the naive person. They probably have the exact same ideology as Superman or same beliefs, but they're more skeptical about it, which is kind of interesting. But the more interesting part in this scene is that it's a fake discussion that like turns into a real argument, which is something that happens a lot in real life, which I kind of like a lot, where you'll like say something and you say it won't bother you, but then like it actually does. And then the whole time you're arguing, you pretend it doesn't bother you. And the other person like gets annoyed and then like they pretend it doesn't bother them. And then no one admits they're mad and they like leave. And it's like very funny. And this was like capturing that really well, which I thought was great.
I think that scene is when I realized I didn't like this movie because I had to rewind it like 3 times because I kept not paying attention.
Oh my goodness. Well, to me, it was the most real scene in the movie, and I like that a lot.
It was very descriptively real for you, O'Leary. That's okay.
Exactly, which we love.
I never get in arguments, and if I do, I win them instantaneously. So I definitely don't get mad.
I'm sure you don't. But yeah, that was good. The other highlight of the movie was definitely there's two things. I'm just thinking of more and more. Lex Luthor, I liked him. He was kind of cool. He's weird in that he's not like
He's the guy from Nosferatu, Elite. Can you believe it?
Yeah, it is. And from the Menu or whatever. But the thing to say about him is that there's Lex Luthor that I know from like the cartoon or whatever, who's like the more typical. That's who I think of when I think of Lex Luthor mainly. It's like,
I've never seen any Superman cartoons.
He's like an evil, smart, capable, like menacing kind of like villain guy, like business guy. And then there's the Lex Luthor from like not Man of Steel, whatever, the Batman.
He was only in Batman vs Superman. I think.
And that guy's like definitely a subversive kind of. He's nothing like the other guy. He's like a young tech billionaire kind of guy who's like very quirky and like blah 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 whatever. Like that's that guy.
He was a wacky fellow.
This guy here is kind of like in between those two, where this guy's definitely quirky and kind of like he overreacts to things, and he's not like stoic or like a businessman or like a very like a menacing guy, but he's also like not cringy, like quirky, like tech billionaire kind of guy. Like I liked him. It's like a weird portrayal of it that I liked, where I don't know how to explain it. He like seems evil in a good way, but like an engaging way. And also I kind of believe that he like believes what he's saying. And also at the same time, it's like, he's definitely evil. And he like physically just looks pretty good. Like visually, I'm like, oh, it's like a cool villain looking guy. I don't know. It was a mix, but I like him a lot. And
from the absolute zero I remember from Batman vs Superman, I like that one better.
Jesus.
He was speaking in riddles or something. It was cool.
Yeah, I never like when people speak in riddles. And also he was too cringe for me. I didn't like it. I'm like, this is a guy like pretending to be quirky.
I don't remember enough.
Yeah. Anyway, Lex Luthor, pretty good. Also when he was in Antarctica and he wore that coat, it was like, this guy looks so cool. Oh my goodness, I wish I had a coat and like sunglasses like this. Oh my god, walking in Antarctica. The final,
you would, Alira, you would.
The final highlight in this movie to me was the scene at the end where I haven't written it down or anything, like the quotes I want to say, but it's the scene where Superman walks in and is like, "You're wrong about me, Lex," or something like that, and he like has a speech about how good he is or whatever. I'm like, that's true. Oh my god, Superman is good, and I was like, oh, this is great. So that was another highlight for me, but yeah,
that was earnest. I didn't like that. I don't know. I don't know why it's not. It's like very not interesting to me. Like even because I'm thinking even that Green Lantern dude was like kind of funny. I guess he was pretty cool. Obviously, also Alita, we don't just got Rhaenyra. We got Dina in this movie, of course, but she was just okay too. She didn't
Hawk
really
Girl, yeah.
But she was Hawk Girl, of course. It's weird. I think another aspect, and this is funny because it wasn't that cringe, is the very overt like contemporary political commentary kind of thing. And I'm not just talking about the Israel-Palestine thing that people talk about a lot, but they'll just like the language that's used. I feel like James Gunn probably did this in those Guardians of the Galaxy movies too, but it wasn't like interesting, and it was like a caricature of all these things. So it's not like it had something interesting to say about these things. But it wasn't cringe.
This actually, this didn't even cross my mind. Like, I didn't think there was like there's a lot of movies where I'm like, oh, they're like obviously commenting on some social thing, or like they're talking about some like, oh, corporations are bad, or like billionaires are bad, like Lex Luthor's bad. I didn't get any of that from this movie where I'm like, oh, there's like some weird like moral like
I guess that might be the distinction. Is it kind of reminds me of Knives Out, where it's like they just sort of bring it up, but they don't really comment on it, which is true because there is a lot of ones where it's like corporation bad or whatever. I guess this is like military industrial complex bad. Like he's
Mm-hmm.
selling weapons and isn't selling weapons obviously evil sounding. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I remember Knives Out, the first one. I guess this is, well, I guess in the second one, Batista is like a fitness influencer or something and is like
True.
obviously a bad guy or something, but he's actually being manipulated. I don't remember. The second one was better. Knives Out sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Now, but in Knives Out, they just mentioned that like the quiet kid is like a incel alt-righter or something. And I was like, okay. And
Mm-hmm.
they don't really comment on it too much. He might say something racist to like what's the main girl's name? Whatever. She's like Hispanic or something, Leary. Who
Right.
cares about those movies? But I
Mm-hmm.
have a list of things that caught my eye. So obviously there's the Israel-Palestine thing, whatever. They were Asian elitary, so we can kind of get away with it.
They were who was Asian? What are you talking about?
The Palestinian stand-ins were Asian looking, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
well, I don't know about that.
There was
Maybe.
like the little girl in the front of the camera, and I said, that's an Asian girl.
Okay, if you
But I
say so.
guess, is the Middle East part of Asia?
I think part of it is, yeah.
Yeah. Part of it's Northern Africa, I think. I don't fucking know. Is Egypt part of the Middle East?
No, that one's
How
in
am I
Africa.
expected to know these things? Actually, I know everything about geography, Illyria.
Mm-hmm.
There's some mention of grooming, Illyria. You remember this? I have this written
Actually,
down, but
no,
I
I
don't
don't
remember.
remember. Oh, wait, yeah. The
Oh, they
Superman was
do. Lex
grooming
Luthor
humanity or whatever.
grooming them. That was really
Yeah,
funny.
true.
Then there was internet troll monkeys. Hilarious,
That was,
Illyria. Can
yeah,
you
that
believe these
was,
internet trolls?
yeah.
Green Lantern doesn't get involved in politics. That was funny. He kept saying that, Illyria. And then there was like something at the end where it's like conservative and liberals can finally agree that Lex Luthor is a loser. Huh?
Yeah, sure.
That one was kind of cringe.
Yeah, like there was an
Um,
not Alex Jones, sorry. I'm thinking of another movie I watched recently. There was a
that
like
was
it felt like
inspiring.
a Tucker Carlson like stand-in like news interviewer guy where I'm like, oh, this feels like this guy.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
There's obviously other ones that people try. Like I remember everybody saying he's like Elon Musk when the movie was coming out. I didn't really get that
Not
vibe
at
at
all,
all.
no.
I guess the thing they point to is that he has like his ex-girlfriend locked up in the thingy or whatever because she wrote a blog about him, and I think that's something that Elon Musk was mad. Somebody wrote a blog about him or something. One of his girlfriends. I can't remember, but whatever. So
Okay.
that was just my point. It wasn't that cringe, and that was kind of interesting. You would expect it to be very cringe.
That is true. You know what? I also probably would expect that too. Yeah, it wasn't. I don't know. I agree with you pretty much. I have three things. I have three more overall thoughts, which are all negative, to varying degrees. One of them is that the comedy in this was terrible. Like just to compare, like the one thing I like about the Fantastic Four to me was that there was very little comedy in it, or at least very little moments where I'm like, oh, they're like trying to be funny here. And I appreciate that a lot. Compared to this, where it was like, there's a lot of scenes where it's just like, there's a joke happening here, we're meant to be laughing, and I'm like, oh, I don't like this at all. But that's more, that almost certainly is a James Gunn thing, because I've seen Belko Experiment has the exact same problem. The second Guardians movie has that problem a lot. I think probably the other two Guardians probably have that issue too, but there's just the scenes where it's like, we're meant to pause and like laugh here, and I don't like that a lot.
The leader, he hates comedy, guys. Don't forget it.
That's the thing, though. I don't hate comedy. I just hate certain types of comedy. Like, my favorite movie ever is like a comedy. Like, yeah.
True.
Um,
He didn't even like the Dunk and Egg trailer. Can you believe that?
Yeah, that's an example of the comedy I don't like. That's first thing I don't like. Second thing I don't like, I think pretty much, with like maybe one exception, which was like, okay, the action in this is incredibly bland and like not very interesting at all. I don't think it's like... all the action scenes I think of, I'm like, there's like one thing. I like when Superman is flying really fast and like you see his first person like face or whatever. That was cool. Everything else where he's like fighting things, I'm like, oh, we're like hidden things and we're like meant to be like, there's the moment where Mr. Terrific is like walking down the military beach thing and we're like panning around. No, that was like incredibly lame. I'm like, oh, we're doing like we're doing a thing where we're meant to be so cool because it's all in slow motion. All this stuff is moving. I've seen this a million times before. Way more interesting. This was just bland and boring, and I don't know.
They did that also when Superman beat up all the flying guys at the end and they all fell all into the shot. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was, yeah. These are all examples of like, I don't like this. It's so bland. Like, can't we do something interesting? Like, when I think of good action these days, I think like in superhero movies, I think of like, you know, all the Russo brothers stuff. So all the stuff in Civil War, all the stuff in like Endgame, Infinity War, like all that.
When the Avengers armies clashed, that was pretty cool.
Huh? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm glad you agree. All this stuff is really, really good action. Whereas this stuff in this felt like, oh, we're doing CGI fights, like they would complain about in Black Panther, you know, stuff like that.
Now Winter Soldier, that was a cool fight.
Exactly.
Remember?
Yeah, another Russo brothers movie. That is true. I'm glad.
But also, I know that's why I said that, you idiot.
Yeah.
And when Thanos like destroyed the moon or whatever, and it came over his shoulder, that was pretty cool.
Exactly.
But it was cooler in Naruto, so we'll get to that eventually. Now, So you get a half a point on that one.
Okay, one last one. One more complaint, overall thought, which maybe you'll agree with. I'm curious, because I don't have any examples for this, but maybe you do. I wrote down, okay? Jesus, the dialogue is bad. I do have one example, which is like, I can't believe this is in like a big budget, like popular movie right now, but I guess maybe they're like this sometimes. But it's when Lex Luthor is with his like goons in the Antarctica base for Superman, and he's talking to himself. He's giving exposition about like why he's in the fortress, and then the nanobot girl is giving an exposition of like, this is why I came to you, Lex, because I got these nanobots and I don't like Superman. And I'm like, why are we doing this?
I do remember her having bad expositional dialogue at some point. I can't remember if that's the point, but it might just be.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of dialogue like this in the movie. I don't have any other examples, but it happens a lot.
I think this might be another issue with superhero movies, like the superhero movies like this. I guess Fantastic Four did a better job at this. It's like, I remember going to these movies when I was really into it in like 2014, and like Scarlet Witch was at the end of Winter Soldier, so we went home, we watched all the videos, we found out who Scarlet Witch was for the Age of Ultron. I'm like, oh my god, that's the great Scarlet Witch. Did you know she's really strong and stuff? She's gonna be really strong here, guys. And then she was really strong, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I was in the know. I got no fucking idea who this girl is, Alita, and I feel like maybe the movie should have like said her name, or they almost certainly said her name at some point. I wasn't listening. Or like her, you kind of get her powers, I guess. She's got like nanobots. Yeah. But it's like, I feel like this is like a character. Like, I don't know, who's a Superman villain? There's a Mega Brain one or
Doomsday.
something. And then there's Doomsday or something. I feel like these are guys we would recognize, but we don't recognize this girl, and nobody did. So maybe it was a poster that came out. You know when Spider-Man comes out and it's like, oh, who's the villain's gonna be? And you find out Mysterio. That's pretty fucking cool. You all know the great Mysterio. It's like, oh, this one's gonna have 3 guys. It's going to be Rhino, Electro, and I don't know. That was the greatest Spider-Man movie of all time, Aliri. What can we say?
True.
I don't know. I feel like maybe it's just a lack. That's just like I do know going in there. And I feel like everybody else would be like, no, you don't have to explain these characters over and over again. Just throw them in there. And I guess it works, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like, I guess I'm... Yeah.
Like they got Lex Luthor in this.
So
like
long.
he's the villain. He's the main guy, and he's obviously a big Superman like antagonist. Like I don't know. She's like a goon. That's how I describe her, and not in the modern sense, in like the ancient sense or whatever.
Yeah, but there's somebody that's a very big fan of that goon character.
True.
I wonder what her name is, Littering. It probably has it on Letterboxd.
It had it when I watched this on Amazon Prime, and you hover over and you see all the actors on the left. I had that come up a bunch, but I didn't look at.
I watched this on HBO Max, Litery, and on the little timeline, instead of the like ball, it had a Superman logo. Isn't that super cool?
I wonder why.
It's like on Letterboxd when you rate Portrait of a Lady on Fire, and instead of stars, it's fire.
True.
It's really cool.
Yep.
Now I'm gonna find this girl's name, Litery.
Okay, good luck.
But you have to say something while I do it, you fucking idiot. What do you...
I mean, I can talk more about... let me have a look. Superman, you know... I've actually talked about everything I have on Superman. I guess I can talk more about, like, Superman's parents. You thought they were incredibly, like, generic...
Lara?
Huh?
No, I like them.
Okay.
There's a character named Lara. I wonder if this is the girl.
I have absolutely
no this is definitely the selfie girl.
Okay.
Keep going. The
yes.
Parents that I loved.
The parents were unbelievably, compared to the rest of the movie, which is incredibly like superhero, they were incredibly grounded. Like they're just very, very normal people, which is I think what you were saying. Like caricatures of like these. No, I was saying people
like when they first show up, they're like so obviously Southern. It feels like a parody almost, but they're like so silly, but they still have a heart of gold. So I guess I didn't think they were grounded at all. I thought they were like caricatures, but that was like funny, so I liked it.
To me, it's like, I guess when I say grounded, I just mean they felt like normal people. Like a heart of gold is like a normal, like it's just like, they're very little in the movie. The only time they interact with Superman is like they're messaging like how parents would message, be like, oh, like you're good or something like that, or come home any time or whatever. And then when he has the scene with them, they're just like sitting by him, like when he's in the bed or whatever. I'm like, oh, these like normal people. And then he's having the speech on the bench when he's talking to his son, and he's like just giving normal people advice about like, you know, your parents don't raise you. I'm like, oh, okay, he's just like a normal guy. I don't know. Like what I mean is that when I think of this Man of Steel movie, I think of the two, I vaguely remember the two parents. There was the dad guy who like killed himself by accident or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a response to that because they were like so serious and they went for
No,
the
no, no.
big speech.
It's not. Well, it is kind of the seriousness thing, but it's like when I think of those two, that the dad and the mum, who's more so in the rest of the movie, I think of them as characters. Like I think of them as like, oh, that's that guy, and he did that thing, and he had this moment and that speech, and blah blah blah. And I think of the mum, and I'm like, oh, she was this person and did this and whatever. When I think of these two characters in this movie, it's just like they obviously they're characters in a movie, but they just feel like, oh, this is like the dad, or like this is the mum. This doesn't feel like, oh, this is like whatever, I don't know what the actual names are in the
It's
movie,
like
but
set
like
dressing or something. It's
yeah,
like,
exactly.
oh, here they are.
Like they're there to like, and they have like one speech the dad gives or whatever. But I don't think of him as like, oh, this is like an archetype of like a character or something like the. Or it just feels weird to me. It's like they're different than the Men of Steel movie.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I agree. It turns out this character's name is literally the engineer. So that's
Oh
pretty
yeah,
epic.
they do say that a bunch actually.
And I feel like, and it's also got her name Angela something Spicker or something that sounds like a slur allitery.
Okay.
I feel like I heard them say Angela in the movie too. So oh well.
I'm glad we figured that out.
But true, I do have other miscellaneous notes. You know, you'll be very excited to find these out. So my first one is there's a little superhero symbol, a Superman symbol. The continual contextualization of self-ego. We talked about that.
Yep.
We talked about all my political issues. I love the turning point is the sex stuff.
Huh?
Oh, that's funny. When they're all turning on Superman, it's like, oh, there's this thing, and he's got a harem of bitches. And everybody's like, that's disgusting. That's very funny. Yep. Everybody being insecure about the sex stuff, and that's why they turn on him, is very funny. There's a whole conversation about punk rock, which I thought was lame, and it felt like the most like millennial core thing I've ever heard in my life. But by millennial core, I mean older than millennials. Gen Z? No, that's us, Aliri. Gen X or something. They're all obsessed, Alito, with punk rock. That's what they say in old movies all the time when they think they're being cool.
I don't know much about it.
And it felt like an old people thing, and it was pissing me off. I said,
old
people, move on.
What do you think about it? I think it landed very well character-wise, though. Like, I have no idea. You could not tell me. I mean, I could not possibly have any way of expressing what a punk rock is. I have no idea what that is. But when they like had that discussion earlier where she's like, you're not like a true punk rock person. Like I got all these deep lore cuts or whatever. And he like named the one thing he liked. And then when she's in his bedroom and she sees like the poster on the wall about the band he was wearing, like, oh, this is really cute. You know, he like actually does like that band. And I was like, oh, it was like humanizes him. And I was like, that was really cute.
Well, yeah, it's like he likes the generic stuff because he's just like the good guy who isn't like. You only find out about weird art if you're a loser. But Superman's like a cool guy.
The reveal is though that he actually does like it. Like it's not like he was just saying it to like be like, oh, I also like that stuff. He's like he's a big fan. He's like a poster in his bedroom. Like it's cute.
No, I don't think that was the joke. I think the joke is like,
it's not a joke.
He said that he liked the equivalent of like Green Day, and then he actually did like Green Day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I agree with that.
But like the original point is that Green Day is lame and nobody that's actually a punk rocker would like.
Yeah, of
Green
course.
Day.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. The first scene is a comedy scene. The second reveal where he's in the bedroom seeing the poster, that's not a comedy thing. That's like he's like a guy who actually believes this. Yeah.
But like she smirks when she sees it, so it's, that's funny.
Yeah, but it's not it's a smirk of like he's like a guy. He's earnest. Like he actually liked this thing. I don't know about that. The more crazy thing about punk rock is that damn song at the end of this movie is from this movie. I can't believe it. I've heard that song a million times on TikTok. I'm a punk rocker, yes I am, or whatever. And I can't believe it's from this movie. It's crazy.
There's no way it's in this movie.
No, it's from this movie. It's from the soundtrack of this movie. I'm fairly sure.
They made this. I feel like I've heard that song before, but like 10 years ago.
Oh, okay, maybe it is. Okay.
Punk rock. I don't even know how we would Google this, nor do I really care that much. Punk rock song. Let's look it up. Superman. Teddy Bear's Punk Rocker from Superman. It is uploaded in July of 2025, so that's a point potentially in Alita Ree's favor.
Let's see. Oh no, the year 2000? Wait, what is this? Oh no, I can't play it.
It says it was in a 2007 ad campaign. It says released 2006. If this is the song.
All right.
And also featured in Superman.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe it's not from the OST. That's a sad thing. That ruins my...
It would have been repopularized, Alita, and that's probably why you heard it on TikTok.com. That's the website you use for TikTok, right?
I don't know, maybe.
But true. I was doing my notes. Oh, the last one is just Dina and Rhaenyra. That Supergirl movie. We got to go see that one, Alita. We're all very excited for it. I guess that's the ending conversation. Perhaps are you intrigued to watch more DC EU stuff now? What's
Mm,
EU mean? Extended
ex-
Universe?
yeah,
CU? DCCU? These
sure.
superhero movies, Leary.
Yeah, I think I'm more so. I'm at the point where if people say it's good, I'll probably watch it. Like
Yeah.
I'm not like invested where I'm like I'm not at the end of Endgame where I'm like, man, this MCU is so amazing. Like I'm just gonna watch anything that comes out afterwards. But I'm at the point where I'm like, oh, it's like it wasn't bad. Like it was pretty good. It was enjoyable. Like I'd watch another Superman movie if it looked like decently good. But not too invested, I would say.
I guess it's like the another good like selling point for the movie is it is like supposedly, even though John Cena's here for some reason, it is supposedly
Sure.
like the first one in the new series. And it's like I feel like most people, and even I complain about this sometimes, it's like I'm not gonna watch this random Marvel movie even if people say it's good. I haven't seen the last seven. But it's like, oh, I've seen this one now, so I've seen 100% of the movies. I can watch the next one and keep that streak going or something. It's like an extra motivator. Um,
I'm
I don't know
curious.
if there's much of. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
What do you think of these two movies we've seen? Which one felt like an MCU movie to you? What was like the closer to an MCU movie?
I get I know where you're trying to lead me, Leary. I
Mm-hmm.
do think, I guess, just because it was like, I nearly said something really retarded there. I said just because it's brighter,
Uh-huh.
the Fantastic Four movie, but it's not brighter at all. I don't know why I think that.
Sure.
Um, I guess Fantastic Four did. I don't know. But
Mm.
the idea Leary is trying to espouse here is that obviously the Superman movie kind of seemed like it has more descriptive factors that would be in a
Mm-hmm.
Marvel movie, and I definitely agree with that. It
Sure.
just felt like it definitely felt different. Like I guess Marvel is more if I don't know. This is like how I think of Marvel is like
Mm-hmm.
Iron Man being like self-aware and funny.
Mm-hmm.
That Superman movie definitely isn't that. Um,
Sure. Yeah.
but neither is Fantastic Four really. Um,
Yeah. It's an interesting thing. I think the MCU has like evolved a little bit, or it's a bit different now, where I don't know how to explain this, but the fact that like how do I possibly there's like a feeling of the modern MCU, and it has to do with two things. It's like the Eternals movie, which I'm certain you haven't seen, and the Fantastic Four
I love that
movie.
movie.
Both of those movies include like in the
Big
Eternals,
guy.
there's a celestial guy in the Eternals. In Fantastic Four, there's Galactus, right? Who's like a big I don't know if he's like a celestial or whatever, but it's like his
What
big
a
guy.
guy!
And both of these kind of feel like, oh, like we're taking a story, a very simple story from like a comic book or something, or a character that's like in a bunch of stories, and we're gonna like make the movie about this like famous character, but they're not like the central focus of the movie or anything like that. Like the Eternals is about that celestial kind of concept or whatever, and Fantastic Four is centered around Galactus as like a concept or whatever. Both of these things to me are like very MCU, where it's like they're taking something and they're doing an adaptation. This Superman thing feels more
Yeah.
like a we're building like a world here which is focused around Superman, but like there's just a lot going on here about like Superman, which is independent of him. And it kind of feels a little bit in the same way that like the early Avengers movie was, maybe something like that. But not really. It is different. Like I wouldn't say it's like an MCU movie. The thing that makes me feel more like an MCU movie is the type of comedy that's in there. So that's more of a James Gunn thing. I don't know. It's a complex source, but I think both of these are very different toned kind of movies than what you would expect. But yeah.
Mm. Yeah, it's just because those Spider-Man movies are kind of more in that like Iron Man vein, I guess,
Yeah,
and
that
those are
is
like the
true.
only other things I've seen. Whereas there is just people like different things about the MCU. There is definitely a lot of people that are like, oh, the James Gunn movies are obviously the best ones, and to
Hmm.
them, this probably is more like that.
Sure.
Because even those Guardians movies, there was always wacky, crazy bad guys and like concepts and stuff that
Hmm.
when all the other stuff sort of felt more grounded, I guess. Um, but
Hmm.
like we got the little monster guy, Elitery. He was a little guy and then he was a big guy, and that was a little wacky.
Hmm.
And then they're fighting some big octopus guy just out the window.
True.
Um, and that felt like stuff you'd see in those Guardians movies. Like I remember the beginning of that second one, they were fighting some golden guys. True.
Huh? Oh yes,
There
yes,
was some
true.
golden guy.
Yes, yes. I
And I
remember that.
remember that. And I
Yeah.
remember the guy at the end was also his dad, but also a planet or something.
Yes.
That's crazy. But that's all I remember, really. Best movie.
All right.
Um, the Golden Guys looked cool. What am I supposed to say?
I'm sure they did.
Um,
We still have some
I feel
things
like I
to
had
talk
another
about here.
point.
Um,
Oh,
let me just talk about this dog. Okay, we haven't touched on this at all. The dog is a decent part of this movie, Superman.
Leary hates dogs.
Famously, I don't hate dogs. I just don't like them that much. But also, just in
It
general,
was the opposite of what you usually hate, right?
what Kyle is
Because the
referring
dog was
to,
like fucking with him.
yeah, in a lot of media, the dog is treated as like better than humans. It's treated as a superhero. It's treated as like a sentient being that like has human thoughts and like has your emotions in mind and like has all these
This was
things
just
that,
a mutt.
yeah, this is like it's good, and the dog is like the dog isn't well behaved or good intentioned at all. Like Superman is worried the dog's gonna kill the cows or whatever. Like there's no like it's not a good dog in
He was
any sense of
squaring
the
up those
word.
cats.
Yeah, and it's like incredibly dangerous. It feels like it could just kill a human at any point by accident. Like this was a fine dog. It wasn't like a highlight of the movie or anything. I would never was looking forward to a dog scene, but it didn't bother me at all. Except for the first scene where I'm like, oh, we're doing the thing where the dog saves the guy. But other than that, it was like it's fine, you know. What is there? I have some notes on the dog. Oh, there's one scene which was like kind of surprising to me in that I wouldn't expect this in like a mainstream movie, which is that there's the scene where Superman loses his dog. Like Lex Luthor obviously takes it to the prison place, and he goes and he like beats up Lex Luthor. Or he doesn't beat him up, but he like stands up and is like, you know, where's my dog? What have you done to my dog? Whatever. And then he leaves. Like Superman leaves, and he goes and is meant to be fighting the big alien thing outside, but instead he like goes to his house and he's talking to Lois. And he's like, oh, they have my dog, you know, I need to go turn myself in or whatever. And she says, it's just the dog. And Superman is like, yeah, that's true. And I'm like, this is like a weirdly, I feel like in any other movie, they'd get it. They'd be like, oh, it's a dog. I get it. You know, dogs are like important and they're like man's best friend. But in this movie, Lois is just like, it's just the dog. And Superman kind of agrees. And I'm like, oh, it's like really, you know,
There is an
surprisingly real.
interesting,
yeah.
because this actually crosses over into the Fantastic Four movie where it's like, there is a morality to Superman that's like avoiding him solving the problem a little bit, and I think that's kind of the point. Or it's like he really should just grab Lex Luthor and like slowly squeeze his head until he lets everybody out or something. But like obviously Superman isn't going to do that, but I feel like Iron Man would probably do that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a difference where Iron Man would we wouldn't let Iron Man squeeze his head, but he'd certainly have the little thing firing in his face and ready to fire until the bad guy lets everybody out or something, and that would be the resolution of the conflict or something. But Superman can't do that, and like I guess it's like the baby thing in Fantastic Four where it's like, well, we should probably give up this baby to save the whole world, huh? And I think Sue Storm even says it's like, or maybe it's what's Pedro Pascal's guy's name? What's his actual
Mr.
character?
Fantastic,
Not Mr.
Reed
Fantastic.
Richards.
Don't say that. Reed Richards, Aliri, of course. Where he even says that like it's probably the ethical thing to give the baby up or whatever, but they decide they still don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a difference between the movies, not a parallel, like I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
But it is interesting in that fact of like the understanding that like the dog has to be worth less than like a human life, right? That's just like how it has to be. Like that is the ethical decision, I guess. I guess you could come up with some different ethical system. But it seemed like Superman is like a slave to this sort of ethical system.
True.
There were other points where I thought about stuff like that, where he like could clearly just threaten people and like solve the problem here, but like he doesn't want to do that. I can't.
I mean, he threatened the like that guy, the president guy or whatever, and that got him in a lot of trouble.
President guy.
The guy of the like in the war, like the big evil president guy who was.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah.
That's funny. That was off screen though.
True. I mean, Hulk Girl kills him in the end.
That is true. Yeah. She's not like Superman. That was kind of funny.
Yep. All right.
Absolutely true.
Okay, let me just quickly go over my miscellaneous notes here. There's the scene. We didn't talk about the prison. What do you think about the prison as like a concept? It was like a big part of this movie.
It was cool. There's like I feel like I've seen a prison like that somewhere.
Yeah, I also think that. I don't know why. It's in Mitchell's vs. Machines.
I feel like it's. For a second, I went to Monsters Inc., but that's not true. And then I went to like the Emoji Movie, even though I've never seen that.
Okay.
So I don't know where my brain's diving, going.
It's not
it's
like
an animated movie for some reason.
Yeah, it reminds me of something. It's not like an X-Men thing or something, is it? Where they like got him in cages. It's not Days of Future Past, is it? I don't remember. Maybe
it's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
Yeah,
or you didn't continue my X-Men watch through with me, you know.
That is true. True. Maybe it's Fire Punch. Yeah. Okay.
Good one, Alita Reed.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, the prison thing. I like the creepy monster thing that was driving the little train in the prison. That was kind of cool. I was like, this is like a horror villain kind of thing. Another crazy
What
thing
about
in
our
this
new
movie.
best friend?
Who?
He had a kid too.
Oh, the guy who can like make kryptonite. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about
He's
that
gonna be in the
guy.
next movie.
Don't tell him anything, Superman. I don't have a family or nothing. I was like, Jesus, that's true. I guess. You can
Oh yeah,
sacrifice
the
this
guy that
guy.
actually got shot and killed.
Yeah, that was
did seem a
wild.
little weird.
It was, well, I was like, man, this is actually crazy. I was genuinely very surprised that like Luther killed him so quickly.
They killed him.
Yeah.
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 There was like a monument or something built to him at the end though, or something, which is
I don't
funny.
remember. Damn.
Like one of the final shots where everything's getting redone or something.
That makes
And there was a
sense.
post-credit scene, Alita, where doing those in the DCU,
What the
but it
hell
was just
was
that
that?
he didn't even up the building or something, right?
Yeah, I was like, I don't get the joke here. Like,
That was hilarious.
I
He
truly
fucked it up, even though he saved the world. Superman is critiquing him because Superman is
Oh.
a perfect little guy.
was the implication that the oh wait, what's his name? Is the Terrific was fixing the city? That he was the one like putting the buildings together?
Well, he hacked it and made it go back, right, or something.
Oh, like did he? I mean, he didn't hack it. He's just like
Because it was like splitting and then it went back.
I mean that this all makes sense with the post-credit scene. It's a bit weird. Like I feel like it's not really on him at all in any way whatsoever. Like he just closed it.
That was like it was funny.
That's not even funny. It'd be funny if he like in the scene where he's closing the gate, he's like, "I'm gonna try my best to like put it all together." That'd be funny. Then he's like, he tried to fix it and he couldn't. But I feel like he just like pressed the button and like closed it. Like
Superman not seeing the forest from the trees, Alita.
Yeah,
We just saved the world, but he's complaining and he's pointing out for no reason that the little building isn't. What a fella, this guy.
True. They truly picked the best post-credit scene possible, I guess.
That was very funny.
All right.
Kryptonite.
Isn't that crazy? How kryptonite's like a thing in Superman? It like comes from Superman.
Yeah.
To me, it's like a word. It's just like, oh, it's like his kryptonite. It's like, oh, it's
Superman it's like
thing.
a saying. It's like that song, "My Kryptonite." You know that one? Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Absolutely
That's that
not. The scene where Superman is being choked and he like flies up and does like the Agni whatever, like he's flying up, okay, and he's gonna.
Oh, I did think of that too. I was like, "Come on, rip your head off. Let's go."
True, but that he flies down and he crashes into the ground. And that felt incredibly weak. I don't know what the directing was very poor for that. Where I'm like, I feel like this is meant to be a big moment where he's like, oh my god, I can't. He's crashing down so fast, he's gonna kill all these people like that are attached to him. And he like just like does a little
girl
thing at the
didn't
train
even
station.
die.
Yeah, she didn't die. Like she probably fell to the void and died after that. But he just like
They
crashes
just fight
into
on
a bit
that
of dirt.
baseball field.
He doesn't even go that deep. And I'm like, this is weird.
True. That was also true. I do agree with this point a little bit.
Yeah.
But do you think that was a reference to Dark Knight Rises when they blow up the football field or something? I remember that. That's the only thing I remember.
I do remember that. Yeah. Maybe I have no idea.
Should we watch those movies, Leary? Remember those movies? People really like those movies.
Yeah, I think they're good. I think they're just so long, and I don't think they were that interesting. But all right, they were pretty good. True. What else is there? Oh, there's two things. 1A. That was like the one thing I'd known about this before watching it. I'd seen that
he was
clip
yelling
a
out
million times.
"move."
True. Well, no, the 1A scene. It's like a meme at this point. Surely you've seen the meme, right?
I've seen no such memes.
Oh
I
my
don't like
God.
memes. I don't engage in memery.
True. The funniest moment, like maybe the only good comedy on this, and I wish I like went back and like watched it just to see exactly what happened, but it was the moment where Superman is being choked to death, and like it pans, it like cuts to Lex Luthor, and he's like so like excited about it. He has like this funny face on where he's like getting really excited about the fact that he's choking to death. And it was like the funniest thing ever. So yeah, just keep that in mind, okay?
I do not remember this, but
You know
I'll
what?
take your word.
I
for it.
actually don't remember what it looked like either, but I remember thinking it was so funny. But yeah, I have to go back and watch it.
It was pretty funny when the thingy that they were sitting in, it was a airship now. Remember that?
That is true, yeah. That was great.
Disattached from the buildings or something. When they were calling it LexCorp, I'm like, do these guys got any original ideas? Obviously, it's OzCorp. Fucking hell.
True. All right, that's it. That's all I got for this movie.
Yeah, I don't got much more to say about Superman. I don't know. I'll watch the Supergirl movie because I like Millie Alcock leadery.
Yeah, you probably will. Yeah.
What else is happening?
In what? What do you mean?
DC CU lineup. What's
is there
the next
actually
movie,
wait? Is
Leary?
there actually a Supergirl movie that's like announced?
Yeah, it says 2026, and I feel like
Oh.
Miller the Killer talks about it all the time, trying to blackmail me. Oh, Miller the Killer gave this 4.5 stars, by the way. Do you want to laugh at him?
It is interesting. I guess I didn't talk about this at all. I had heard that Superman was very good. Like, everyone I've heard talk about this is like, man, that was really good. Like, I can't believe how
I feel
good
like
that was.
everybody gave it an 8 out of 10.
That sounds about right, yeah. Which to me is like, oh, people really like this.
Which is like boring.
That's crazy. But it's weird. Like, I guess I don't see it. I mean, the one thing I do see is that it has a lot of stuff happening in it. So if you like big eventful like superhero movies where there's like a lot of really cool like plot stuff, I guess, I kind of get it. But it doesn't like it's no like Endgame or like it's none of that. It's nowhere near like anything like that in terms of like all these characters and interesting dynamics. And I
feel like every one of those X-Men movies we watched was like more interesting than this. I feel like Wolverine was a way cooler character.
The thing is, I think it all comes down to if you like the fights in this movie, you're probably gonna like this a lot. Because there's a lot of fighting.
I kind of like them.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm curious, like why Miller likes it so much. It is interesting.
Because it's like Bride or something.
I'm sure he has a good reason for it. Like maybe the character of Superman is like interesting. I don't know. I don't really see it, but
so Elite E, I got the timeline up if you're ready for it.
Okay.
Superman, July 11th, 2025. We watched that one.
Mm-hmm.
Supergirl is the next one, June 26, 2026, and it's in post-production right now.
That's really
crazy.
Soon.
Then the next one is Clayface, which is a Batman bad guy, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Even though I think Batman's not in this or something because they're still doing those other Batman movies. September of 2026, September 11th, actually. That's a little funny. So that's coming out next year also. Then Man of Tomorrow, which seems to be the Superman sequel in 2027.
Okay, I guess we'll see. I mean,
and there's a bunch of other ones.
The second
but they
movie,
don't have dates or anything.
The second movie will define whether this is going to be good or not, right? Is it going to be directed by James Gunn or is it like directed by someone else?
Yeah, it says James Gunn, director, screenwriter.
For Supergirl or for the next Superman movie?
No, for Man of Tomorrow, assuming that's the next Superman.
What about the Supergirl one? That's the one I'm more interested in.
It's got director Craig Gillespie. I feel like it's a name I know. Mm-hmm. And screenwriter Anna something.
Okay.
James Gunn is a producer. Craig Gillespie did I, Toya, Cruella. Is that like the dog movie? It is the dog movie. Mm-hmm. Fright Night, Lars and the Real Girl.
Excellent.
I feel like I, Toya. Oh yeah, this was the Margot Robbie ice skating movie or something. Mm-hmm. That was like a Oscar bait movie, I think. Born and raised in Sydney.
Wow.
My goodness, it's just an Australian project, this movie. But moved to New York City at the age of 19, traitor.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see.
And then Anna over here, she wrote The Vampire Diaries. That's big. Mm-hmm. Something about Hamilton. Okay. And not much else. But she's also writing the Teen Titans film that's supposed to come out, apparently. So
Jesus.
She's in big with this whole thingy here.
Yeah, we'll see if this is a big kickoff of the new cinematic universe, but I don't know. It could go either way. We'll see.
I guess I've just scrolled down a little bit. Described as Gunn as a big science fiction epic film as this Supergirl movie. Maybe she's out in space, Alita, or getting drunk or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then Clayface. This is weird. Clayface is a body horror story about the up-and-coming actor whose face is disfigured by a gangster. As a last resort, he turns to a scientist who transforms his body into clay. So we're doing horror movies, Alita.
All right. Well, I'm excited.
Oh my goodness, Man of Tomorrow, Alita. He follows Superman and Lex Luthor having to work together to a certain degree against a much bigger threat. I think I saw a poster about this. I think this is Brainiac. He's a bad guy, Alita. He takes over your brain. He's got a dumb name, though. Thanos, that's a cool name.
Brainiac was always interesting. I'd heard about it. I don't think I've ever seen anything with it.
He was the bad guy in that Suicide Squad game that came out that nobody liked, I think.
Mm.
And that's why you got to kill all of the guys, Batman and stuff in that game, because they were taken over by Brainiac.
How exciting. Okay. The last thing to mention, I just remembered. It is interesting that this movie is like, as far as I understand, it is a box office, like, didn't really succeed that much. Like, I looked it up. It got 600 million, which is like a lot.
Oh, you fucking idiot. I was going to say 600.
Oh, wait, now you can guess. What does Man of Steel get?
800.
So Man of Steel got 670. So it did get similar to Man of Steel. Did get lower. Surprisingly, though, it did get more than Fantastic Four First Steps. You want to guess how much that got?
400.
No, 520.
That sucks.
Yeah, for an MCU movie, that's really bad. Which is kind of surprising, I guess. But either way, like both
Hold
of
on,
these,
now I want to look up.
especially Superman, like that's not a. I mean, that's a big number, but it's not a number to really. I feel like it's not a number to kick off like a box office kind of. Let's do a whole cinematic universe thing to get more money. But I guess we'll see. Maybe the rest.
Are
Will
we
be
just
successful.
over superhero movies, Elitery?
I don't have some thesis on this. I have no idea.
No, Spider-Man's gonna come out and make $1 billion. Don't worry.
Probably.
But I'm looking at all of the biggest movies. We got that Chinese movie that's nearly at $2 billion. We got Lilo and Stitch, which cracked $1 billion. That's pretty funny. Minecraft movie didn't crack $1 billion, but was at 957. Jurassic Park,
Really?
huh?
Yeah. I thought he did.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. Take it up with Box Office Mojo, Alita. You don't
All right,
fucking
all right.
question me. I'm just reading. Jurassic World Rebirth has 800 million. These Jurassic World movies, they love them. Alita's favorite, How to Train Your Dragon, 630 at number 5, Alita. This is crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
And then F1 the movie, which I assumed was Oscar bait stuff, which almost certainly isn't, where it had a bunch of famous actors in it, is at 600 and something above Superman. So that's kind of crazy. Mission Impossible made 500K.
Huh?
Who's watching these movies?
Mission Impossible is pretty popular.
That's like a 200K max.
Yeah.
And by K, I mean mil.
Anyway.
All
right. Let's go. Next movie.
It is funny. It is funny, just a last minute on these fucking box office, Alita, if you don't rush
Go
me
ahead.
over here. Superman is the highest grossing superhero one here, so it's winning the
Wait,
category.
wait,
Fantastic.
Wait a minute. Is Demon Slayer a
Why, am I
superhero movie? Does that count?
It's below it, by the way.
Really? Wait, how much is Demon Slayer made?
Yeah, it's at 580.
Oh, I don't know. I think it's going to overtake it. We'll see.
And no, it's not. It's a shitty anime movie. It's a whole different genre. And we don't like Demon Slayer here, I'll tell you that much.
True.
But Thunderbolts is down in Captain America. Thunderbolts only 300 and something. That's not so nice. This Sinners movie, 360 something. Have you seen that one yet?
No. I have very little interest.
We should have done Sinners and Weapons. This would have been a way better review.
Wait. No. We do Barbarian and Weapons. Jesus.
Oh, I was going to watch that one anyway. But you'll get your digest out before I'm watching that shit. I watched enough movies for the month. Now.
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four, Alita. Your favorite movie of all time, apparently.
Yeah.
This one was a little boring, Alita. That's all I'm going to say.
Let me say my overall thought here. I have a very clear takeaway. Also, I have actually recorded my review for this, so people are going to listen to that later.
Oh,
this is before I knew that I was going to talk to Kyle about this. This is a movie where I thought this was really, really like fantastic, as I would say. But the issue is that the final fight is like a little goofy. That's like my only drawback, where I'm like,
I kind of like that part.
It was very silly. It was like, Galactus is like the appeal of the like conflict in this to me. Whereas
Sue Storm just shocked him a little bit.
Well, it's not even that. That was fine. I actually didn't have an issue with that.
I feel like people must be mad about that, right?
My issue is
this
more
Galactus guy.
Oh, I'm
is the
sure people have an
strongest.
issue with that. There was like a big discourse about this movie before it came out of like they were promoting Sue Storm as like the main character or something, and she's obviously not. But it is like
True.
Yeah.
And even if you were going for the woke angle, she's like literally a mother, and that's like her defining feature of the movie. So that's not very woke. So that was kind of funny too.
Yeah, but the thing is that like my only real gripe with this is Galactus in his first scene was like so cool and so big and so large. And, like when his eyes opened and he made a really cool noise, I was like, oh my god, it's so cool. And then he goes to Earth.
This is the guy we dreamed about.
Yeah, but then he goes to Earth and he's like so small and like he's barely taller than a building and he's like getting his eyes burned out by the fire guy. And I'm like, this is like, I don't know about this. It was a bit silly, but other than that, I thought
At least they didn't beat him, Alita.
I mean, they all true, I guess, yeah, true.
Yeah, I think the most interesting thing about this, I don't know why, I've literally never seen Galactus stuff. It's literally just because in YouTube videos, people pretend he's really cool. So I was like, oh, we get to see Galactus in this movie. This is going to be pretty epic. So that was like my going into it. Because I know in that other one where they did Galactus, they didn't show him, right, Alita? He was just a storm or something.
Yeah, it was like a big
You didn't watch
thing,
that
this
movie
guy.
anyway.
No, but I've seen the Galactus
and then when he
scene.
died, I think there was like a reflection of him as like a purple guy. But anyway, he's like the coolest guy. He like eats worlds or something. That sounds pretty cool. And here he is. And there's a Silver Surfer who is like his guy that says, guys, Galactus is going to kill you. But in this one, it was a girl, Leary.
Oh my goodness.
I couldn't believe I'd forgotten this discourse.
That is crazy. I have to say, I talked about this a lot when I did my review. My favorite thing about this movie by far is the Silver Surfer. She is the best bit in this. Every scene she was in, firstly, she just looks really cool. Like I've always loved, ever since when I was a kid and I saw that Fantastic Four like Silver Surfer design, and then they got the Silver Surfboard and Club Penguin back in the day, and I was like, man, this like metallic person kind of visual aesthetic is so cool. And in this, she looks like that too. I'm like, this is just so cool. And her first scene where she's like, I herald his beginning, I herald your end, I herald Galactus. I'm like, this is so, what a cool line. The VFX looked really good, like, and just the way that she like moves on the board and like, I don't know, cool like slick ways, and the scene where she's in space.
And her great romance with the
yes,
other guy.
exactly.
Oh my god, you actually did like that.
I like that a lot. It was really good. So yeah, you know, what can I say? You know, I just love the Silver Surfer.
I don't know. She was like quiet and didn't do like say much, and I was like, okay, this is ominous or stoic or something. So that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It didn't really knock my socks off though.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't. It's a very unremarkable movie to me. I think I agree with the consensus here, where it's like, especially if I was excited for this movie, I think I'd be mad.
Sure.
Now, Leary, there's I have 2 notes on this one, and the second one is characters are a little boring. The first one, however, I feel like I must be wrong because we haven't brought it up yet. But was that the Stephen Moffat guy, Leary?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There was the TV presenter guy, and I thought it was the guy from Sherlock.
Absolutely. Oh wait, no, that's Mark Gatiss. Yeah, it was. Yeah, he's Mycroft.
It's the other one.
Yeah, the Mycroft guy and the writer of like a bunch of episodes and co-creator of Sherlock. Yeah. He's also
why are we freaking out?
Well, he's also in the Iron Bank in Bravos or whatever in Game of Thrones.
That's right.
He's in a Doctor Who episode as like some actor or whatever. Lazarus.
Yeah, but that's the same show as fucking Sherlock, right?
True.
That doesn't count as something cool.
Yeah.
This counts as something cool, Leary. That's our favorite guy from.
He had like an American accent in this. It was crazy.
He did. That was a little weird. He should have just been British.
And in the blind wave reaction, immediately when they saw him, like, oh my god, it's Mycroft, and I was like, true, it is. He'll always be known as that. It's like it is like an iconic performance, you know, as Mycroft. But yeah.
So that was the coolest part of the movie.
It was very cool, yeah.
Everybody should go watch our great Sherlock discussions, of course, Leary.
Yes, indeed, on the Ordinary Ari channel.
We're dying over there. Okay, Leary, keep telling me why this movie is great.
I have one more note in the Silver Surfer, how great she is, and the storyline about the what can I say? You know, there's like a little storyline where her and Johnny, the fire guy, that's what I call him, where they're like, oh, you know, there's like a little thing here, they got a little spark, a little connection. He obviously thinks she's like really hot, and she obviously like is interested because he cares about her backstory and her people.
She didn't seem very interested.
Well, not interested in him, but like interested in him as a person. Of like, oh, he like cares about my backstory, and he wants me to be a good person or whatever. And there's like that little connection there. Like they have their intimate scenes or whatever. It's like the most cliche thing ever, where it's like she comes in at the end. You think Johnny's gonna sacrifice himself, but then no, the Silver Surfer comes in and like stops it.
I called it. I knew the Surfer Girl was gonna do it.
I absolutely called it too. I think it's the most obvious thing in the world. But
you didn't even know Superman was a clone.
That's true. But in this, I definitely knew that she was going to come in. The whole like fight, I was like, where is she? Why is she not in this fight with Galactus?
Yes,
like,
yes.
It's very obvious she's coming in the end. I liked it though. When she came in, I got a little emotional. I'm like, oh my god, that's like Shalabah or whatever her name is. She's just sacrificing herself. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I like that. Anyway, Silver Surfer's great.
True.
Galactus is also pretty great in multiple regards.
His voice should have been a little cooler.
The voice was so damn cool. Kind of oh my goodness. The voice is like...
It should have had an echo on it or something a little less than normal.
It had an echo?
No, a weird echo then.
All right. Well, I thought the voice was fantastic. The Game of Thrones guy did a great job.
Yeah, it was the guy from Nosferatu.
True.
The other guy.
Yeah.
The guy that is definitely 70, but is actually only like 50.
I don't know about that. But it was great. Visually and voice-wise, I think Galactus was very intimidating.
His voice in Nosferatu was way better.
I don't even remember it, so I have no idea. But the voice in this was fantastic. Kyle is just wrong about that. So yeah. But beyond that, I did like the... I'd always heard about Galactus when I was, you know, a little kid, or not really a little kid, but when I was younger, okay?
I already did this monologue.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'd always wondered, when I was hearing about this great Galactus, how does he eat a planet? You know, like, does he just like eat it? He opened his mouth really big and he like eats the planet or whatever. But
that's what I thought.
Yeah, I like in this how there's like the sci-fi or the lore of like, oh, he has this big like worm thing. Yeah, well, he's not really the machine. It's like he has this like little machine thing that like destroys the planet so that he can like eat it. It like turns it into like a paste.
It was funny when he went on New York and he picked up a piece of the soil to like sniff it. That was kind of funny.
That was very funny.
I don't know. I didn't like that he was a machine.
Well, he wasn't a machine. What do you mean?
Well, but his thing is a machine. He's eating it through a machine.
Well, no, the machine just like turns it into a like little rock. It like crushes it or whatever, so you can eat it.
Yeah,
right?
it was crushing it. He just opens his mouth and literally swallows it, Alito. That's what I thought.
I see. That's you know what? That's also probably what I thought. But I don't know. I like this. This was cool.
Like a Titan in Attack on Titan.
This felt very believable. Where I'm like, I could imagine a big guy eating a planet by using a little
His
worm to like grind it
characterization
up
was
first.
a little weird.
Did he had
Because
characterization?
he was like sad that he had to do this, but he had to do it because he was hungry and he wanted the kid to take over so he could die.
I don't think he was sad about it ever. Where'd you get that impression?
He was sad about it, Alito.
Why do you think that?
He said, "Man, this sucks, but I'm hungry, so I gotta do it." That's what he said.
I think he empathized with them initially, where he's like, "I used to be small like you, but now I have this."
Yeah.
That doesn't feel like oh, he's sad about it. He's like, "Oh, you know, I used to be like you, but I'm like more now. I have to like eat this thing. It's like my curse."
I wanted him to be more godly, like he smites these little peasants down here, and he doesn't even consider them.
I mean, he's definitely godly.
Is, I guess, more boring.
He induces labor in Sue.
No, he's just a guy.
I don't know. He's very cosmic in his powers.
He used to be a little guy. I wonder if Galactus used to be a little guy in his backstory.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said he used to be small. He used to be
No, in his real backstory in the comic book.
Oh, I have no idea.
I don't know nothing.
Yeah.
Now, but that's true. He did do his little finger point, and then she gave birth. But the baby was okay. You'd think the baby would be fucked up.
Well, the baby's a superhero.
But maybe the baby is fucked up.
Yeah.
True, it is a super cool guy.
I have to say, I am a genius comic book nerd because I heard of Franklin, whatever. Like, I knew when they said Franklin, I was like, that's the guy that everyone talks about.
I've never heard about this in my life. So I was convinced she was going to miscarry. I'm like, they don't have a kid. So obviously this baby's going to die in some tragic accident. We're going to be really sad, but she's going to pull back and win. No. But they had this kid Alito. I didn't want to look it up. Who is this guy? Is this Quicksilver?
This character, Franklin Richards or whatever, this is a character where it's like, there will always be threads on Reddit. It'll be like, can you name a single character like in all of fiction that can beat this guy? And I'm like, oh, this is like a really like overpowered, like reality manipulating. Like, I think I even read like after I watched the movie, I'm like, let me look into this guy. And there was like a post like that, and someone was like, oh, I think One Above All can beat him. And I'm like, One Above All? That's like the god of like the universe. So it's like really
what? There's no god called One Above All.
Well, it's like the way the Marvel universe, as far as I understand,
it's a My Hero Academia.
No, it keeps going, where it's like, oh, there's like the Celestials, and then there's like the Living Tribunal, and then there's like, and it keeps going up and up and up, and above, like, or the one at the top, or all the hierarchy of like gods is like the One Above All. And he's like, as far as I understand, he's basically omnipotent.
He's like the son of a Celestial or something, right?
I have absolutely no idea.
I don't know. What's Galactus?
I don't know either. He has the celestial power, so I assume he's a celestial. I don't know much about comics. I just know when it comes to power scaling, Franklin whatever is like a big deal in the power scaling.
I do see him. He looks like a little Hitler Youth with his arm up in this one image, so he's an evil guy. So that's why he was hanging out with Dr. Doom in a post-credit scene, and he's going to transport us so we can hang out with
Can we talk about that so we don't forget? What a cringe post-credit scene. Like, oh, we're going to tease the guy that everyone knows is coming with Robert Downey Jr., but we're not going to have him in the scene.
I guess it wasn't very surprising.
Yeah. It's like the most... What are you?
Oh,
he's just standing there with a mask. It's so like, oh my god.
No, but the kid was like touching him like with sympathy. That was kind of cool. I
suppose.
The worst thing that Marvel started doing, and I think this started in like Civil War or something, is the second one that's funny. The first one should be funny, and the second one should be cool. I don't want to wait for a funny one.
What is that? I don't even know what you're talking about.
So the second one in this was just them playing the intro to the cartoon, which I can't tell if it's a new cartoon or the old cartoon. Who cares? But I remember in one of these fucking Captain America movies, the last one was Captain America doing a little funny at the end, whereas the middle one was the cool one.
Oh, the post-credit scenes. Is that what you're talking about? Okay.
Yeah, no shit, O'Leary. That's what we're talking about right now.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know what to say. I have no strong opinion on this whatsoever. I don't even need the post-credit scenes. Get rid of them.
Post-credit scenes are the coolest. Spider-Man's going to show up in one of them, is what I used to think. But that never happened. He was in a shitty trailer instead, so that sucked.
It is true. The coolest one I remember recently was when Beast showed up. I don't even know what movie that was. But
what?
From X-Men. He was in like a post-credit scene. I was like, what is this? It was really cool.
Wait, the old Beast? The new Beast?
The old Beast. The guy from the
one from X3? Or
like the same actor and everything, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Which movie?
I don't remember. It must be like, I'm assuming like maybe Deadpool and Wolverine. That's the most recent one I've seen.
Now, he wasn't one of these like tribunal guys that isn't actually going to be in the movies like Patrick Stewart was, right? He was a guy?
Wait, oh no, he was like I think he was a CGI guy or whatever. Like he was He looked like Beast. I don't know.
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure Patrick Stewart was in that movie, but he's
Oh,
not
no,
actually
no,
going to
no.
come back and be in the other movies. Beast is going
Uh,
to be in the next
Wait,
movie. That's what
firstly,
you're telling me.
I'm fairly sure Patrick Stewart is going to be in the next movie, alongside Ian McKellen,
Whoa!
and Beast is definitely going to be in the next movie. They had that big announcement with the seats or whatever, and the, like names on the seats. Remember
Oh,
that?
I do vaguely remember this now.
Yeah, I think they were in that.
I was thinking about that too. I was like, I can't, like, if I'm actually invested in this, I'm like, I can't wait for the Fantastic Four to hang out with all my favorite Marvel characters. And I was like,
Mhm.
oh, it's like Spider-Man. And there's
Oh my
literally
God.
no one else because Iron Man is dead,
No,
Captain America is gone.
there's
I don't give a fuck
Doctor
about
Strange
Thor,
is sick.
Hulk.
Um,
Yeah, Doctor Strange. I really like Doctor
yeah, I
Strange.
mean, now that you've seen Sherlock, you're gonna love him. Okay, he's just so great.
No, it's weird. I don't like thinking about him as the same guy. They're clearly different guys.
True.
Now, Hawkeye. Is he still around? That was a cool guy.
I never
Even
liked
the
that
great,
guy.
even the great Scarlett Johansson is dead. All the characters I liked, all the Winter Soldier characters, except for the
Well,
one that they made a guy and now he's boring.
Amen. So that's why we need to watch Thunderbolts, because that's setting up the next like group of people, right?
True.
Yeah. Again, by the way, just for context, that is a movie, Thunderbolts, where I've heard only incredibly positive things about that. Everyone has always
Yeah, me
said this is
too.
fantastic, it's the best movie they've made in ever, and I gotta watch that soon, I guess, but we'll see.
So, Alita, who's running the Avengers nowadays? Scarlet Witch?
you
No,
know
she's
what?
a bad guy or something.
I haven't seen the Captain America movie that everyone said was terrible and has like a 5.3 or something on IMDb. But that's obviously about Captain America, so I assume him. I have no idea.
Falcon runs it. That Falcon guy was funny. Remember On the Left, Alita?
True, I do remember that.
I like that guy. But
Yep.
it's just Spider-Man. He's the guy.
I mean, to me, it's probably Spider-Man and Doctor Strange are like the two big like personalities carrying the MCU Avengers at this point. But who knows? Wait,
But I don't even
have you
like
really
these
not seen
Fantastic
the?
Fours.
You haven't seen any Doctor Strange movie?
No, not a single one.
You've seen
not
the
even
Thor
the
one,
first
right?
one.
Like when he's in Thor, I mean.
I've never seen any Thor movies either.
Damn. Okay. Holy.
Well, I definitely watched Thor 1 15 years ago, but didn't pay
Sure.
attention at all.
Yeah. I don't know. I like Doctor
He
Strange.
cracked the glass and he said more, and that was funny.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't remember his girlfriend. Everybody's always like they changed his girlfriend 3 times, and never seen a Thor girlfriend in my life.
Well, one of them was Natalie Portman, right? Padme.
Boring. Oh, that's the girl from Star Wars.
Yeah, true. All right.
The great Padme. He was great.
Anyway. What
Wait,
were
I
we
had
talking
something to
about?
say about that shit we were just talking about.
I don't even know. What were we talking about?
Spider-Man, Doctor Strange. Oh, even though Dormammu, the greatest Spider-Man villain of all time, was in that Doctor Strange movie, I didn't even
True.
watch that one. Dormammu, one time, him and Venom went through a portal in the 90s Spider-Man cartoon, and they were never seen again, and it was really sad. And the Carnage went through too. But Eddie Brock was a good guy at the end, and he was helping Spider-Man. And War Machine was also there, because War Machine got hurt. War Machine's intro in this Spider-Man cartoon, the coolest thing you've ever seen in your life, and he was like way cooler colors than Iron Man. But Iron Man came in to save him at the end. It was pretty cool.
Wow.
We need Venom, and a good Venom, not this fucking shit movie I keep not watching.
Yep. True.
Now then we'll watch the Avengers movie.
Actually,
is he going to
we've
get the
got
Venom
Venom.
suit in Secret Wars?
Spider-Man 3, that was Venom. It was fantastic.
What are you talking about?
Spider-Man
Oh,
3.
you're talking about
From like 2007.
that Venom sucks. He wasn't even jacked.
All right. Well. Now what? What were we talking
Remember that
about?
other Spider-Man movie? They brought all the bad guys back. They didn't bring back that Venom. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that is true.
Did they bring back the Sand guy? Or was it just Doc Ock?
You mean you've seen the movie? Why are you asking me?
Yeah, but I forgot.
Yes, the Sandman guy was in it. Yes, but he was CGI the whole time.
Was
I didn't
he?
know they got the actor back. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He was the Sand guy.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Anyway, Franklin
gotta watch that
Richards
movie
is I had no idea that there was a child in this, but it makes perfect sense that the name is like First Steps or whatever.
Well, they were spoiling in the Discord. Did you see that?
Yeah, I watched it last week, so I didn't get spoiled, but true, Kyle got spoiled on that fact.
I was shit talking him.
Yes. All right. What's next?
He didn't want to say it's clobbering time.
Yeah, that was like a one instance of like humor in this I didn't like the payoff. You know, all the rest of the humor.
Oh, I got that spoiled.
Wait, what?
Because I wanted it's clobbering time GIF
Mm.
to send when I was getting spoiled, like I was gonna beat him up. And then I saw the scene from the movie where he
Oh my
finally said it, and I was
god.
like, oh, this is build up for him to say it in the climax. And I was like, oh. But
Jesus
obviously that's
Christ.
something the wrestler CM Punk says as he comes to the ring, and it's really cool, Leary. The whole crowd says it. And it's way more famous from him than it is from this guy. So
Mm.
and it's weird that he doesn't say it like CM Punk says it with the same cadence, so I was disappointed.
Sure. Okay. Let's talk about the characters a little bit. So you said that you didn't really like any of them that much.
Oh,
I
boring.
almost certainly like agree, where I wasn't emotionally invested at all in like any of their stories, like
I
whatsoever.
really
Like
didn't like Reed Richards. He was annoying me.
the one thing I liked about Reed Richards is to me he felt smart, which is like a tough thing to do, I think, sometimes, where you either make it really cringe, where it's like, oh, they're like saying like jargon that is really complicated, and then the
Like
character will be
Iron
like,
Man.
yeah, no, not like that. Like, you know what I mean? Where it's like they're saying, "Oh, we're doing the celestial calculation of the angle of the velocity of the," and people are like, "Can you say that in English,
Sounds
please?" or
fun to
whatever,
me.
like stuff like that. You know,
They did that joke in the
they
movie.
they did do it, but it was okay. It wasn't that bad. I don't know, he felt smart. I liked it. He's like writing on the whiteboard and stuff. He's like extending his hand. He's giving like professor lectures of like
It was a
to the
blackboard.
kids. Yeah, but I mean, whatever blackboard. I mean, it was a green board actually, but I liked him. He was smart. You know, it is what it is.
Remember in
Yeah.
Oppenheimer when they'd write on blackboards? And you know what that
Oh
made
my
me think,
god.
Alidari? Sometimes I want to make a big flow chart and I'm like, this piece of paper isn't big enough. And I just realized while watching this, that's why professors have blackboards, because they got to write out these big equations and they need
True.
more space than on a piece of paper. And for my life is forever changed.
I'm glad to hear it.
That's important.
Okay.
This movie sucked.
You know who I liked? I liked Mole Man. This random villain guy,
That was
the
funny. That was a
Underminer
cool
from
guy.
The Incredibles.
They
Yeah.
did a compilation of bad guys that were wacky that they beat up, like this monkey guy or something. That
True.
was cute.
Yep. The thing I was emotionally invested in this movie, probably the only main thing, besides like that great Silver Surfer Johnny relationship, was when they all came together to build the portals, and the whole world is like working together, and the underground is like working with the overground, and they're all like, we can do it, humanity. There's no limits if we all put our minds together. We need the uranium from you, and we need like plutonium from you, and you're gonna come together, and we're all gonna build these portals. And I thought that was great. I was like, oh my god, humanity, we love it.
It is like those sci-fi movies from like the middle 2010s, like The Martian, where that was like a big. I guess it's kind of like Oppenheimer a little bit too, where it's like all the smart guys are working together to figure out this problem.
Mhm.
It is like a cool power fantasy. I do like seeing it. So you were correct.
Thank
You're
you.
correct on that point. I will say one thing, and it's funny because it's another parallel of when I realized I probably didn't like this movie, and it was very similar to the Superman one, where it
Mhm.
was one of their first like domestic scenes where they were just hanging out, and I was like, these are not interesting or funny people.
Hmm.
And
Mhm.
it's the same thing for that Lois and Clark conversation that you liked, where
Oh
I was
my
like,
god.
I don't like this at all. I'm like, this is not good. Whereas I feel like, because I brought this point into my brain by bringing up the Iron Man thing, I feel like whenever Iron Man and the gang were hanging out in the Avengers, like that was
Mhm.
epic. They were like, him and Captain America were making fun of each other. Hulk was saying something over here. He was flirting with uh, Natasha Romanoff, Alidari. That's a name. Oh my goodness, I couldn't remember
Wow.
Black Widow, but I remembered that one. And they were just doing cool things. They were always saying funny things together. It was quippy
Yeah,
dialogue.
I feel
As I'm
like
like,
yeah.
oh,
To
this is like
succeed in
one of
something like that, that really feels like you do need the separate backstories and separate movies and stuff. This feels like these four characters,
no.
absolutely. These four characters feel like they're a family, like they're one cohesive character or whatever. If you put them all together, they make one character and they have like different facets to that character, I think. Whereas when it comes to like the Avengers movies where these
Yeah.
characters like interacting, it's like, oh, they have their own histories and their own like way of speaking. And when Iron Man makes a joke about like him being a billionaire philanthropist, whatever, it's like, yeah, he is. We've seen him in the movie, and he was like really cool. But it wouldn't work if he was just like in the movie. I don't
Remember
know.
how he's just straight fucking that girl at the beginning of Iron Man 1? That was crazy.
No, I
I watched that
don't.
movie with my mother one time. It wasn't fun.
Mm.
Now, the this is just not true, Alidori. They're
Mm.
just making bad jokes. Like, he's like, don't dip your finger in, Johnny. And I was like, kill yourself. And then he's like, I dick two fingers in. Isn't this funny? But then the
Mm.
robot was good. The
True.
people sucked, though. AI, Alidori, we love it.
I mean, I generally agree. I didn't have, and none of these characters were too interesting. It was just like the most
Well, this
serviceable.
thing guy was trying to have sex with this teacher girl, and I thought that could have been cute a little bit. But
Yeah.
then they didn't really do that very much.
True.
And is his penis rocky, Leary? That's what we got to figure out.
Almost certainly. Yeah.
That's upsetting.
Okay.
He was entertaining the children.
Yeah, he almost threw someone's car. Oh my god.
I remember in the old one, and then he threw a truck at the end of the movie, so it was a payoff to that allitery. My goodness, what a great movie.
Wow.
Remember in the old one, he like marries a blind girl who can't tell that he's a rock.
I don't remember that. That's very funny. That's lovely.
It's great.
Mhm.
It's very 2000s, I think.
Yeah. I remember liking that first movie. It probably is a good movie.
I believe it.
Yeah. Okay. Using the time dilation to trap the Silver Surfer was sick. I haven't talked enough about how much I like the Silver Surfer, okay? If I didn't make it clear enough before, she is the entire appeal of this movie, basically. The scene, it's just such a good action piece where
this scene was just a shit version of that great chase scene in that Han Solo movie, Leary, that you hated.
It's so
that was
boring.
horrific. What a great movie.
The cool
Han
thing
Solo was way better than this movie and that movie over there, Leary. 4.5 stars.
Yeah, but the Silver Surfer's like super hot, and she's phasing through the wall, and she's like touching the.
It's a Kuma movie.
Oh my, yeah, but sometimes that's good.
Emilia Clarke's pretty hot, bro.
Yeah, but she doesn't do anything in that final scene. She's just sitting in her
chair.
I
have something to say about the hotness of women.
Okay, go ahead.
This girl, Vanessa Kirby, Leary, let me tell you something. I've met multiple young gentlemen in my life, Sue Storm, that have said this is the most attractive woman to ever exist. They are just in love with this girl.
Okay.
Now, Leary, I saw this lady in Napoleon, the movie, where she's Napoleon's like abusive lover. Who's like constantly cucking him, and that's like the joke of the movie. And I saw her in that movie, and she looked really unique. She had black hair, and I was like, this is an interesting looking young lady. I can see these boys, they always like these weird, interesting looking young ladies. Now, Leary, I don't like skinny bitches, so I don't like any of these girls. But the point is, Leary, is she looks very, very normal in this movie, and I don't know. These guys, they're just be talking crazy. I don't know. This girl, she's a conventionally attractive young lady, Leary, but I don't understand it.
The first thing I immediately noticed was when she has a very low voice. Like immediately when she was talking to Pedro Pascal, and I was like, man, it was just like surprising because I'd never heard her talk before, and I just assumed that she would have like a high pitched voice or something. That just surprised me. But. Yeah, I know,
wasn't she played in the last one by like the hottest girl of all time that people say too? But it's just another boring blonde girl. She's not boring, Leary.
For some reason, I don't know who this is, but the name Jessica Alba is coming to mind. But I don't know who that
is.
That's
the girl.
Who is that? I've never seen her in another movie.
This has to be. There's a bunch of like famous women from like the early 2000s who I know the name of, but and are super famous, but I have no idea what they do. And I feel like I just assumed they were actresses or singers, and when they're all kind of both, but actually neither, and they're not actually good at anything.
Wait, I looked it
No
up.
offense to these young ladies.
Have you heard of Good Luck?
Jessica Alba, we're right.
I thought they said Good Luck Charlie, but it's Good Luck Chuck. Okay, it's crazy. The Eye, Valentine's Day, Little Flockers. I don't even know.
Sin City,
Spy Kids, apparently. Crazy.
Now that's an epic movie.
Yep.
Bunch of Sin Cities we got here. Never Been Kissed. This is a movie. I'm on Letterboxd though. You're on Google.
Yep.
But the Fantastic Four movie is our most popular. Hold on, they got the little thingy here. Is an American actress, businesswoman, and entrepreneur. She began acting at age 13 in Camp Nowhere, 20, and whatever that movie is. Tell us who she married or something.
Camp Nowhere. I might have seen that. Maybe not.
A company consumer goods and sells baby, personal, and household products. A magazine including Men's Health, Vanity Fair, or something. I don't know. She's famous, Leary. And these boys back in 2001, they love this girl.
Cool. What do you think of? Okay, of course, Pedro Pascal is Mr. Fantastic, lead character. What do you think?
He was boring. Oh, when his wife was dying, he was acting just like he did in The Last of Us when Sarah died. It was kind of like off-putting. He said like "baby, please," and she was like pumping her chest. I'm like, I've seen this scene before.
Didn't even cross my mind.
I didn't like it last time.
It didn't.
What did you say?
It didn't. That didn't even. Never even store it. But the thing that I do think of now is it is funny because I've seen him in a million things, and obviously he's the Mandalorian. But to me, he is Joel, like from The Last of Us. That is what I see him as now. Whenever I see him in anything,
he is good in that though, and he's like Oberyn is incredible, right? Or are we just misremembering Game of Thrones?
Oberyn is fantastic. But to me,
everyone's really great in that show.
It
is interesting because he seems to be cast now as like the boring, like kind of nerdy guy. I don't know why we're literally thinking of Joel who like beats people up, but even there, it's like like the weakness is I gotta know. We just don't write characters like we did in the early 2010s, Leadery, when Oberyn Martell was allowed to just be the coolest guy who'd ever cooled, and he was fucking boys and girls and your mother, and he was killing everybody. He beat the fuck out of the mountain, the Leadery. He would have won too if he wasn't an emotional.
He made a snide remark to Tywin or something, and it really got.
Oh, he did. He said, "Tywin, you're a bitch, and I poisoned you, and you're gonna die on the toilet now, pussy."
Yes.
That's just a theory, Leadery.
The gout will abate with time or something, right? And he'll be able to walk again. I don't know why that's coming to mind. This quote he added.
That has to be a separate thing that Pycelle says at some point.
No, that's no. It's like the whole. Oh, we're really gonna talk about Game of Thrones. Let's just move on. Oh my goodness.
I love Game of Thrones.
True.
Why is he so boring in this?
I thought the performance was fine. I was like, oh, I buy it. You know, everything in this movie when it comes to characters, perfectly fine. That's all I have to say.
It's funny. I actually haven't seen him in that much. It's just The Last of Us and Game of Thrones, I think.
True.
Like, what is it? Just The Mandalorian? That's the other big thing he's in.
He's in the Kingsman second movie. I've seen him in that.
Oh, okay. I know he's in that Materialist movie from this year, but
I have not seen
that's like an Oscar bait movie. He's in Wonder Woman apparently.
Okay. That was a bad movie. Oh my god.
But nothing else that's jumping out here. He's in Gladiator 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably like TV shows and stuff too, right?
True. All right.
It just says Game of Thrones and Narcos, I guess.
Yeah, that's the thing. I haven't seen Narcos, but yeah, he's definitely in that. All right.
I don't know. I guess 3 big things is kind of a big deal, and I'm not even counting Mandalorian, so.
True.
I suppose you're allowed to be sick of him. And he touches women or something, Alita. Can you believe that?
That was the discourse going into this movie, that whenever he has anxiety, he like goes to women or something. I have no
But then
idea.
I saw counter discourse that he's probably gay or something, and so it's okay.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. No, he's an ally because he has like a trans sister or something. I have no idea.
When I googled the kid's name, Franklin or whatever, one of the third images was like him in front of a trans flag. So maybe he's a transgender too.
Okay, interesting. All right, what else have we got for this Fantastic Four movie? I have one more note. That's all I have. So,
go ahead.
Superman did not have the best comedy. That was the main drawback of Superman. Fantastic Four had very little comedy, but the one joke that happens in this movie is worse than anything that happens in Superman.
Oh my goodness! Hold on! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Let me think.
It's super obvious.
It wouldn't be It's Clobbering Time. We already talked about that. A joke.
Mm-hmm.
I give up.
Okay, it's the child seat joke at the end. It goes on for so damn long, and they're like doing it, and they're putting the thing in.
That's the point. You can't get these child seats in.
You know what?
Hilarious.
I understood what they were going for within like 3 seconds, and the scene goes on for like a whole minute maybe. I don't know. It's so bad. Oh my
and it was the men that couldn't figure it out. A bunch of idiots.
Yeah, that's the joke. Yep. They're not good.
I don't know. Whenever I'm around my relatives that are parents, they do complain about these fucking kid seats, Leary.
That's true.
So they were laughing.
Yep, they should put this in every movie. So it's a good relatable.
Oh, and they also had the gag where they were putting all the things in the outlets and the knives in the cupboards, Leary, because of children.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There's a compilation when they find out they're pregnant, they start, like, kid-proofing the place they live.
Interesting. True. He kid-proofed the whole city by taking down all the gangs. You know, it's
true. That was the end of that.
I have to say, it's small moments like that make me like the movie a lot. Just like little, like, oh, he like the Fantastic Four.
That seemed like weird. Like, shouldn't you have done this already anyway? Like,
no, but he has the time.
Like very selfish.
You can only focus on certain things.
That I did think of that in my head, Alita, as a retort. But it was cool because the Silver Surfer showed up literally out of nowhere. Like, there wasn't an ominous shot in like the beginning of the movie of like that was cool. Yeah. There were things like that in this movie where it was like, this is just kind of like happening now. And I feel like I could have liked it, but I didn't. Where it was like, this could be like some deeply subversive, like moments are just going to shockingly happen out of nowhere. But it kind of felt like they were just fucking up normal pacing or something to me.
They just
I didn't have a negative
space,
reaction to it.
Like in the middle of the movie.
They did.
Like it was interesting. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it'd be on. I thought like Galactus
they did
was
tease
come
that
to Earth
earlier because the brother is like, when are we going back to space, brother? When are you going to do the suits again so we can go back into space?
Yeah, but when they did, like, when they were talking about that, I assumed that it's like, oh, we're going to go to, like, the space station or something. I didn't think they'd, like, go to deep galactic space.
That is true. They did just fly off.
Yeah.
Because they had the thing where they, like, shot into space and went really fast or whatever, you know, dumb sci-fi shit.
Of course.
And I was like, how are they going to get back? Do they just have one of these, like, out in space where they're going? I
Yep.
can't remember how they
No,
actually got back. I
they-
think they just summoned that thing or something.
No, they like
and they got it.
slingshotted around the gravity of a black hole because the thing broke or something.
But no, that was because the thing they were going to use blew up.
Yeah. I think they just...
So how did the thing they were going to use get there?
You know, it's great. It's like the great Star Wars when Obi-Wan goes to Utapau and he takes this... Oh no, I think it's Geonosis, and he takes this ring that is on top of...
This sounds like some prequel shit.
It is some prequel shit. He takes a ring, a hyperspace ring, I think, that like takes his little
Let
ship.
me tell you, Geonosis ain't in those original movies.
True, but Alderaan is. But the...
That's an old name. Geonosis
Okay.
is a 2000s name.
Okay, true. What was he saying? Basically, there's like a ring, and he like takes the ring, and it like speeds him up really fast, and then he like detaches from the ring, and then you can go back to the ring and take it the other way. That's how it works.
I don't remember this at all. You're lying right now.
All right.
I just want to say, Star Wars way cooler than these movies.
I mean, true, obviously, yeah.
Not
Not
the bad
Solo,
one.
though. Yeah, the bad Solo's
No,
great.
that shitty. Solo's the best. That's
Okay.
a top 3 Star Wars movie. That Last Jedi one. That one was that's the 8th one, right?
Yeah, the most. That's an interesting
one's
movie.
fucked.
It is probably.
Completely fucking boring movie.
All right. What else is there to say about the Fantastic Four?
Mole Man had to help him at the end, but he didn't like Reed Richards. But he did have a crush on Sue
That was
Storm
very- that
and
was
would
very
do
cute.
whatever she said.
Where like he like
Yes.
made fun of him. He's like, I didn't dress you, Johnny, and then
Oh,
they
and
all-
Johnny got mad. That was
Yep.
funny.
they all leave, and then he's like, "What can I do for you, Sue?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's cute. You know, look at him."
I feel like these characters would have been better if they were like more extreme, which is usually something I would hate and think is generic. But I feel like Johnny should have been freaking out more rather than being like bumbling more. He should have been like, I feel like this is just all that was done in the original 2000s movie or whatever, where I feel like Chris Evans is just fucking girls in that one. And they're like, you're a dumb frat boy. And I'm like, this guy should be a dumb frat boy. And they kind of allude to the fact that he is, but it's all off screen. Why am I getting like memories of like this being a bit of discourse and that
don't
people
know.
were complaining about this in
have
like
no
a
idea.
YouTube video I watched? I feel like I definitely watched both Half in the Bags for this if they did them. And I definitely watched both Kind of Funny reviews for this if they did them. They definitely did. But all I remember is them saying Fantastic Four is kind of disappointing, but it wasn't too bad. And Superman was an 8.
True.
I mean, I don't remember anything about this movie I watched 2 hours ago. Let me see.
I
Let me
remember
let me
enjoying it.
think of a scene.
Take your time.
Galactus. He fell into that portal. They were gonna teleport the world, Elitery, which I felt like wasn't gonna happen because that's like a crazy thing to do. Or I thought they were gonna teleport into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Well, that's
or
yeah,
something
that's
that way.
immediately what I thought was gonna happen. So they did,
But
though.
then the Silver Surfer started blowing
God,
up,
it was so
and there was a cool shot.
Oh my god.
You know exactly what I'm gonna.
No, I don't know what
do,
you're talking
whatever
about.
you say.
No, I
Well, there
just
was
thought
a cool
really
shot from like this shot, and it was a shot from like outer space, and she was like quickly darting and like
Oh
destroying
yes,
the
that
points.
that
on the
was very
map.
cool. Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Oh my god.
Not as cool as Superman when he beat up all those flying guys and they all fell into the frame.
No,
though.
oh god, it's not even comparable. Like the action in this movie from the Silver Surfer is like night and day compared to the generic,
you like
boring
chase scenes,
CGI,
bro? You like
bunch
chase
of stuff going on on the
scenes?
screen. Oh my god, it's so cool. Is let's eat our
You
popcorn.
like
going.
shitty solo rip-off
yeah.
scenes?
True. I mean, it was really good. Oh my god, when she had that board and she was chasing, and they tried to shoot, but it was like spinning around because of like the time. I don't know what you call it, like the hyperspace thing. And then like when they left into hyperspace, and you think they're getting away, but like the Silver Surfer goes into hyperspace, and it's like,
She
oh
didn't
my
grab
god,
him.
this is crazy. Yeah, there's nothing stopping this great Silver Surfer.
Wasn't it cool when they went to Galactus's planet and there was dirt on the ground? I said, what's this dirt?
True. Yeah.
But it should have been creepier. It should have been like a lake or something. It should have been more ethereal or something. He should have seemed more like a god leader.
I liked it. He opens his eyes, and it's like, well, the thing is, the way they set up the scene is really cool. Where it's like you don't know where he's gonna appear, and then he just
And
opens
then
his
his eyes come on.
and you follow.
I
it.
made
It's
that
like,
my
whoa.
immediate thread image, but that's only after I made sure that you hadn't already used the Silver Surfer grabbing the board one, and you had. So fuck you.
Because this is the damn coolest thing ever. Oh my god.
My Superman one, because I couldn't get a screenshot because I didn't torrent that one. I watched it on whatever I did, HBO Max. I had to use just him and his dog hugging.
Wow, that's so
It
sad.
was on Google Images.
Yep. Okay.
Was Superman really better? Is that a 3-star movie? Should I change it?
I don't know. A lot more happens in that movie. Do you like stuff happening?
No.
Okay.
Remember last time we did this, Leary, watched the greatest movie of all time?
No, what was it?
What, Love and Pop?
Oh, Love and Pop is
No,
really
not
good.
Love and Pop, Leadery, The Great Ritual.
Yeah, it's very true.
And then we got stuck. This is what's wrong with Western civilization, Leadery. These superhero movies. They come out and they're not too interesting.
I would happily watch more of these. You know, I'm definitely in the MCU. You know, what's the next movie in the MCU? We did this with Superman. What's going on? What's the timeline?
Oh my
coming up?
goodness, let's look it up.
Oh
I'll
wait,
watch
I
that
know the
dumb
answer.
Doomsday movie now.
Wait, yeah, I think the Avengers movie is like next, right? Like next year, I think.
I'll watch that one.
Directed by the great Russo brothers. We love them.
MCU timeline. Let's figure this fucking thing out.
And to everyone listening who cares about my consumption, I will be watching Thunderbolts probably pretty soon, maybe this weekend. And I almost certainly will not be watching that Captain America movie, which everything I've possibly seen about it, that damn first trailer I watched, I knew from the instant I saw it, like, this is not a good movie.
Why do they have TV shows? It's so shit. It's the dumbest idea I've ever heard in my life.
Because the TV shows are carrying the universe at the moment, that's why.
I'm not watching TV shows.
Ms. Marvel, that's a 10 out of 10. It's really good. All the other ones, they're all fine, I don't know. Loki was not very good.
Where is the fucking timeline? This Wikipedia page sucks dick.
Yeah.
Future timeline. Show me. Cinematic universe. It's got an actual timeline, like in 1260 BC, the Eyes of Wakanda episode. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, wait, I have them here, okay? We have Phase 6, the Fantastic Four, First Steps. And then we have Spider-Man, Brand New Day. Now, the issue with this is that, you know, the great Tom Holland got injured on this, so I think that'll probably be delayed. Then
Walk it off.
Yeah, then we've got Avengers Doomsday in 2026 as well, toward the end, and then Avengers Secret War in 2027. So this is the upcoming one. Spider-Man and 2 Avengers movies.
Wait. Oh, that's 2020. How many? What? Quantum Mania didn't come out in... Oh, no, this is another timeline, isn't it?
Quantum Mania was 2023.
It says Quantum Mania came out in 2026, but I think it just means it was set in 2026 because I got fucked again because this is an actual timeline when I want the timeline of the movies.
Okay, true.
Fuck Wikipedia.
Amen.
Oh, and it still didn't have the DCU one, Elite was terrific. It just had a fucking list at the bottom.
Yeah, this is what you want. I'll send it to you. Go to this.
Oh, Elite.
For everyone listening, go to Wikipedia and type in the list of Marvel Cinematic Films. And there you go. Your nice timeline.
Shut up, Elite. Think you're fucking clever or something? Pussy.
Yep.
All right, I'm scrolling down. Phase 6. Fantastic Four. Spider-Man is the next one.
Yes.
Next year?
Ugh. Well, he's probably going to delay.
What's this one going to be about? So, remember, Spider-Man lost his memories or something, or his girlfriend did.
So
no,
the entire world lost the memories of Spider-Man. He doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, so he gets to pretend he's not a thing. But is Zendaya going to be in it? Because they were cute.
Yeah, almost certainly. What do you mean?
Oh, so they're going to fall in love again like Steins Gate.
True. Maybe.
So what's the plot? Who's he fighting?
I don't know. I don't want to know. I'll find out when it comes out.
Mark Ruffalo?
Yep, that's the Hulk.
When I was a kid at Leary, my cousin told me the Hulk killed Spider-Man, and I was so sad. I was like 4.
Okay, true.
And I thought Hulk was a bad guy, and like his defining aspect of his lore was that he killed Spider-Man.
Did you think Galactus was nobody else could Reed Richards in half when he stretched him out like a little toy or whatever?
Oh, imagine if your like series had like a stretchy guy. That's shit, Leary. This is a One Piece joke.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say it is like kind of funny how all the rest have really cool like powers, and there's the stretchy guy.
It is true.
Who just doesn't do much.
It is weird that Sue Storm has 2 powers. She's like invisible.
Well,
and, like,
that's just always how it is. Like Violet from The Incredibles or whatever. You know, it's just you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, The Incredibles was ripping off fucking this stuff.
No, this modern movie ripped off the classic movie of The Incredibles from 2004.
The Incredibles is not a good Pixar movie. It's vastly overrated.
Yeah,
Monsters Inc. is way better.
I think The Incredibles is probably the best movie ever made and the best Pixar movie by far.
Yeah, you're an idiot. You're old.
And you haven't seen The Incredibles in like 15 years. So.
No, I watched it for the first and only time in grade 8 drama class.
And you didn't get it.
So it's just your shitty nostalgia that you like.
The themes were too adult about adultery and
remember when Mole Man attacked at the end?
That is true. He does.
I remember. Leroy.
Exactly. Another thing this movie
they ripped it off of this movie.
No. Okay.
I want to know who the bad guy is. Spider-Man, Brand New Day, bad guy. Scorpion and Tombstone. These are the coolest guys, Alidori.
Well, how exciting. We'll have to watch it next year.
Tombstone is like a rival with the black dude that's also a news guy. And his son was getting mixed up in a gang of black youths, Alidori. This is a very 90s story. And Spider-Man had to help him out. And Tombstone fell into a vat of crazy stuff. And he used to just be a normal... That was the coolest little mini arc.
Wonderful.
Scorpion was pretty cool. He's like an old guy.
Let's wrap this up.
No, that was the
right?
Vulture.
Mm-hmm.
And Boomerang. Who the fuck is Boomerang?
Captain Boomerang from the DC universe.
Wait, I think... No. For a second, I was like, is that the third game they were talking about? But no, because that guy was in the first game. When are we going to play the Spider-Man PlayStation games, Leary?
Never. I've already played it.
Right after Uncharted. You haven't played it.
I have. I played the PS4, whatever that one, the most recent, second recent one.
So the first one.
The second most recent one, yeah. All right.
But there was a third one in there.
Well, the third most recent one. That one doesn't count. It's like a fake game. I don't know.
That was just a middle game, PS5 launch game.
Mm.
All right, Alira, you're trying to send me home here.
Yeah, I feel like we've talked about everything.
I don't got anything to say, Alira. I was joking.
Right,
I got to do the outro. This is my video, right?
Yep.
Well, everybody, this came together last minute. I don't think it was our greatest discussion, but we did get through it, so that's pretty good. And what a bunch of boring movies we watched here this evening. But anyway, we watched a bunch of interesting movies. Sometimes we do movie duos. We did this about Love and Pop and Ritual, 2 Hideaki Anno special. You can go and watch that video. You can watch our Sherlock discussions on the Shitty Ordinary RE channel. You like Chainsaw Man Part 2? We cover it week to week as it comes out. But it starts to come out every second week because, you know, that guy's lazy and stuff. What else are we doing? Naruto coming soon. And Uncharted coming soon.
That's right.
And also, we're going to do another movie duo. We're going to do David Lynch, right, Leary?
Probably eventually, yeah. We'll watch Dune and then we'll watch Modern Dune. Yeah.
No, fuck Dune. Dune sucks. We're going to watch Mulan Drive or something. It's got like a 5 on Letterboxd, the only movie.
Yep.
Anyway, do you have any ideas for movie duos in the description below? In the comment section below, Leary?
Good idea. Please leave a comment, guys.
We love comments.
Yep.
I'm not opposed to Leadery. Now, you're going to talk about it, and I'm going to watch you talk about him, but I might do that Barbarian weapons shit. I don't know. You said that Barbarian was scary, though.
Did I? Have I said anything about Barbarian?
Scariest character.
I mean, it's a horror movie. Oh, sure. Okay, I know what you mean. Yeah. That's funny.
Now, because I do want to watch Weapons and Sinners, so we'll see. Anyway. Am I going to watch them? I don't know. I didn't expect to watch these, especially when I did. So that was crazy.
You should just watch Barbarian today. My goodness.
No, I already watched the movie today, and I got a Sopranos video to finish.
All right.
Anyway, you should all go watch that.
Yep.
Anyway, Aliari, this is where we bring us to a close. Don't watch Aliari's cut-up anti-video that he did on Tugapi's Original Sin. It's not ethical, and it's not good.
Yep. I'm very proud of that video. It all came together so well.
We're all leaving here today.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
See you all next time. Support links in the description below. Aliari, get ready. Thanks.